Okay, testing my microphone a little bit. Sorry for that loud cracking noise. That was my microphone arm getting in position. Let me just get my phone up, get it in the thing. How's everyone doing? Everyone having a great Thursday? I literally just woke up, taking a cat nap on my desk with my cat on my arm. So now my left arm is a little numb, but that's okay. He deserves the most comfort he can get. There we go. I'm just gonna plug in my phone. So yeah, I thought this game was gonna come out later, but I was wrong. And it came out now, and yeah, we're gonna be playing it. So this is a novel, basically an interactive novel, which means that there's gonna be a lot of text. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, I am speaking. There will be a lot of text in this game. Let's see if I can get the... Boop. Is it working? No, I have to get the... Boom. Boop. There I am. Hello. I'm here. I also need to go get my hat. I just realized I am here in the corner. This is actually not from the game, this music. This is from the ill-fated cell phone game, which I've been using music from a lot. It is called the World of Darkness Preludes. We Eat Blood and All Our Friends Are Dead, which, while not a great game and certainly not written by a great person, it had a kick-ass soundtrack, which you can probably find somewhere on YouTube. I'll be right back. Go get my cat. And here we go. All right, who's ready? I am very, very ready. Yeah, the soundtrack is perf. I love it. Okay, is this enough? Should I make myself bigger? I mean, I don't think a lot of... Yeah, let's make myself bigger. I can also make myself bigger like this. Check this shit. You're gonna love this. Okay. Hold on. Phone. Hey, I'm big. Now I'm gone. So, I'm actually going to put a little funny thing here. So, let's see here. Maps. Google.com. And we are at the Arizona I-10, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to have a map while we're playing, so we will be able to see where. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, whoops. That's weird. Hold on. Let me close that. Awkward. I hope I didn't have any weird windows there. Don't go back and look. Let me see here. Home. Google Maps. There we go. Boop. And we're just gonna shrink this a little bit. We're gonna do this. We're gonna shrink it. Dude. This is the I-10 in Arizona. I'm going to move it around a little bit. Maybe I should make this window a little smaller. Also, sorry if my camera goes black every now and then. That is not a bug, that is a feature with the app that I'm using. I'm using an iPhone app to use my cell phone as a camera, and most of the time it works, but sometimes it says no, I shan't. There's nothing I can do about it. Position, what if I do 1280? 1920. And we go, if we make it, what is 12? I have to do some kick-ass mathematics here to get this to work. 760, 428. So, if 1920 minus 780, 1140 is the position of where that is supposed to be. So let me enter that. Sorry everyone for the little delay. Oh, no, that is not correct at all. That's not right. That's weird. What if 1920 and what is the position now? Okay, so if we do this, and 20. There we go. Now they should be at roughly the same distance from the sides, because I'm weird like that. I really want to have things be symmetrical. Just close some stuff that's in the background. Sorry everyone, this is the boring part of the stream. I should have done this before, but oh no, not Spotify. I did open up this weird thing. Oh no, live chat. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually see the chat, and I should move this over here. And I'm gonna open up OBS like this. There we go. Now I can see everything, and I can just open up Night Road and have Google Maps there as well. I'm gonna make that into... Oh no, I should not have done that. I messed up. There we go. I have Night Road open. So now we can actually follow where we're going on the new interactive novel. So, hi everyone. Sorry for the huge delay. Here's my microphone. Let me know if my voice is canny, because I do lean away and I look that way, which I shouldn't. I should be looking that way because that's where everything is. OBS is that way. Chat is that way. But here's where stuff is happening. I'm gonna just see if I can... There we go. I'm a little bit more in the middle. Hi. This game is going to be very text heavy. So I have a lot of mojito water to drink. It is not mojito. It is mojito water. And I have some coffee, which is green. The mug is green, so that's going to be an issue. And yeah, basically, let's have some fun and play some Night Road, which I'm super excited about because I am very into interactive novels. And this one is supposed to be about a courier going through some of the southeastern states of the US. I got slapped on the fingers for saying they were southern states because apparently Arizona isn't southern, so I don't know. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna play the game, and I'm actually going to set some other music on the background. Let me just for a brief second check if that person is okay with that. I did not get a reply yet, so I will not use that music. I will instead set another BGM. So let me change the music. Oh, is it free? Is the Usurper DLC free? Because it wasn't available when I wanted to buy it. I really want to play Tremere, so I'm gonna go to the store page right now. Sorry folks. Tremere, no, it's not available yet. Approximately less than an hour. Tina noises. Let me... I can't get a playlist of music going anyway, so I might as well open up... I can open up BLC. Let me see here. Make a playlist there with music. Let's listen to the soundtrack, shall we, of Preludes. We'll have that as a soundtrack. That sucks. Why isn't it available yet? Size. Sorry if it's not considered, like, I'm not American, unfortunately, so my understanding of American geography is very limited. But oh, there we go. Now I also hear the music. I'm gonna turn off the other one. Boop. And I can't be Banu Hakim. That's good. Can you be La Sombra? Is La Sombra available? Is La Sombra available? Because I don't care about Tremere. Maybe I should probably figure that out. Okay, I'm gonna start the music, and I'm gonna lower that volume a little bit. I'm gonna actually do it like this, and I'm gonna lower my headphone volume. Boop. Because I'm assuming the game does not actually have a soundtrack, as far as I know. I know the writer said that he had a official or semi-official soundtrack of like actual music to listen to with this, but I'm gonna go with this soundtrack, which is from Preludes, the mobile game that's no longer around, and we will never talk about it again. But yeah, let's get started. Apparently I cannot buy the Usurper and Outcasts yet. For some reason it's not available. Okay, I will go Banu Hakim then, because I like those. KTIF is DLC, as is Tremere, but unfortunately I cannot buy the DLC right now because it is not available, even though the main game is. Gangrel, Toreador, Ventru, Banu Hakim. I'm going to give it one less look. Night Road. See if it's available. I mean, who would have thought that a La Sombra would pose as a Tremere, right? That will never happen. No, of course not. Interesting little point of fact. These glasses that I was using for the thumbnail while we're waiting for stuff to happen, these are actually my old prescription sunglasses. I don't know if they will do anything. You can, I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can tell. These are minus 7.5. I don't know what they would be in America because I know we use a different system. But I was legitimately almost blind without my glasses up until I was 23, at which point I went and had laser surgery. I was thankfully able to do that, and now I have had great eyesight since then. Okay, I can't find the DLC, so we're just going to have to play Night Road as it is, as a Banu Hakim. Alright, let me just get that into position so I can read it. Arizona I-10 heading west. Night of November the 1st, sunrise 6:41 a.m. You're getting ready to pass a diesel Mercedes when the shifter goes all loose. You jiggle the stick and pump the clutch, but it's like holding a dead man's hand. Your old Honda drifts off the highway in a cloud of sand and grit. A moment later, the engine stalls. You pop the hood and fumble around in the back for a flashlight. Then you realize that it's getting light out. You can feel that this poor car, your companion for 10 lonely years, is finished. And if you're still out here when the desert sun rises, so are you. Cars fall apart, so do people, so do phones. You pull out... Is the music too loud? Oh, no, you don't hear it. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Now we got some background audio. My bad. I'm going to lower it. Is the music too loud? Is it good? And also we can show some stats. Attributes. Strength 1, Dexterity 1, Stamina 1. So we don't have any attributes or... Well, we have 1 dot in driving and academics right now. Got no disciplines. It's cool. No worries. Man, this tune is jamming. I don't think I can focus too much on the game with this going on. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit for myself. Okay. Cars fall apart. So do people. So do phones. You pull out your old iPhone and check the time in the cracked screen. 6:05 a.m. Unlike your poor Honda or the tattered air freshener hanging from your mirror, which is used to hide the smell of dried blood, you'll last forever, if you can find somewhere to hide before 6:41. You've been making these courier runs for 10 years, each year making less than the last, hiding in trunks and storage units during the day, racing down the desert highways at night with messages and parcels on your passenger seat. It's been boring, it's felt like getting old, trapped in this body that can never age. Bye-bye. Well, you're not bored now. You're not even breathing again. Short, frightened little breaths as you watch... Oh, you're even breathing again. Yeah, that makes more sense. Short... I just realized I'm very, like... We still have the photo effect on my camera. God, I am so professional. Let me turn the filters off. And let me turn off sharpen as well. I think I'm a little bit more visible. You're even breathing again. Short, frightened little breaths as you watch the sky lighten in the east. Nerves you thought extinguished years ago fire up again, making your hands shake. You feel almost alive as you check under the hood. The cable clutch is fucked. No surprise there. I'm just gonna move this here actually. Maintenance hasn't been a possibility, let alone a priority. And when you look at the engine, you realize the problems run deeper than one busted cable. You've been ignoring the warning signs, like an old man who keeps coughing and won't go to the doctor. And the engine looks like... The engine looks like you're going to look in exactly... you check your phone again. Oh, not watch, phone. 16 minutes. Of course you couldn't play La Sombra, you wouldn't be able to use your phone then. Maybe there's still time. You look around at the dusty highway, the wasteland that stretches out the black horizon in every direction. Sorry for misreading some parts, by the way, folks. Just trying my best. And try to recall your mortal life. Something you learned when you still drew breath must have the power to save you here. First, I want to turn on the stat check indicator, also known as Storyteller mode. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know what that is, but let's do that. Storyteller mode tells you which attributes and skills are used in a check. This makes the game easier and also simulates the experience of the Vampire the Masquerade tabletop game, where the storyteller explains what stats you will check. Storyteller mode only notes the relevant stats, not modifiers due to equipment, previous checks, and distractions caused by your terrible hunger. You can turn it off on the stats page. You look around the dusty highway, the wasteland that stretches out to the black horizon in every direction, and try to recall your mortal life. Something you learned when you still drew breath must have the power to save you here. I mean, I don't think we are in Phoenix right now. We're probably like, where's the I-11? I-10, right? Probably somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. I grew up poor, working on cars. Let's see if I can get this engine running for just a few more minutes. I had lots of mortal friends, and I've kept in touch with some. They might have a good idea if I call one, or at least they can pull up a map on their phones and tell me which way to run. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the storyteller mode. Seems that there's a little bit of a lag in the stream, so if I'm slow to react to people's messages, let me know and I can try to restart the stream, because I think I picked a regular lag, but yeah. This music is from the mobile game World of Darkness Preludes, which is unfortunately not available anymore, but you can find the soundtrack on YouTube. I say unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff I can talk about that game. It had a history, but the music is really good. So I find it unfortunate that the music is no longer available, but you can find it on YouTube. World of Darkness Preludes. All our friends are dead and we eat blood, I think the entire title is. The game doesn't have any music in itself. You just want to have something going on in the background while I'm playing. I served in the military. In addition to my combat training, I know how to hide and survive in the desert. I got a good education, and I haven't let my knowledge stagnate now that I'm dead. I use my phone and some maps to figure out where to go. How about we go with a good education? I feel like playing a bookish type. There are a lot of maps in the glove compartment, and though your data connection out here is terrible, you don't use GPS because you don't want to be tracked. You just need to see the maps. From them, you might be able to cobble together a picture of where you are and figure out which way to run. In your life... I pursued a criminology degree, paying my way by chasing down bail skippers until I ran out of money. If you're going to go Banu Hakim, I think this is an appropriate one. I mean, I'm a judge after all, so let's go with this one. I pursued a criminology degree, paying my way by chasing down bail skippers until I ran out of money. Some days it felt like you were more of a criminal than the people you investigated, and looking back now it's clear you were being exploited when you were too young and eager to realize it. But you soon learned to swindle the swindlers and turn the tables on... It doesn't matter now. You're going to burn unless you do something. You grab the satchel, hold... Oh, this song, by the way, is the one I used in the Sabbat video. I always kind of mentally connect the song to a Sabbat pack, so... It's a good bopping song. Sorcerer and Vizier. Yeah, I might even go Sorcerer, actually, if that's an option. But you soon learn to swindle the swindlers and turn the tables on... It doesn't matter now. You're going to burn unless you do something. You grab the satchel holding your deliveries and abandon the Honda to rot on the side of the highway. I have a funny story about a Honda. Kitsu, your car was a Honda, right? Kitsu? Kitsu? Yeah. Your car was a Honda, right?
Yeah, Honda Civic 1992.
Yeah, so let's all assume then that this car is a Honda Civic 1992. Have any of you ever used Rosetta Stone? So Kitsu, my partner's old car, used to be a Honda Civic 1992, very moody car, and in the Swedish Rosetta Stone, yeah, sorry, Kitsu?
Correction, 1991.
1991.
It's 1 year older than my brother.
1 year older than Kitsu's brother. So, in Rosetta Stone, this language program, there was a car, and it's like a cheap car, en billig bil, and it was a picture of the exact model and color of Kitsu's car, which was pretty funny. So we're gonna assume it's a Honda Civic. Let's see here, and find only flattened cans and scraps of paper. You cross the road, try again, and uncover an old speed limit sign. It says 20 miles per hour. That's not a highway, so we're not on the highway. Weren't we on the I-20? It might have come from an industrial park or a now abandoned housing subdivision. With the sky lightening, you know you have no choice. You run south, leaping over scrubs and rocks, until you spot the black hulk of an abandoned building on the horizon. Shelter. The stars to the east are gone, replaced by blue-purple haze. It is 6:30 a.m. You remember the last time you saw the sun. You were so focused in those days. Life was so clear. You knew what you were going to become. And then... I don't know if it allows me to see past choices. I do believe like my stats will be affected by my choices for sure. It doesn't seem to show me previous choices though. But that's fine. That's fine. I can't wait to see what kind of choices Huddy will make. Huddy will be streaming this game as well. Huddy, don't play Banu Hakim. I'm putting dibs on Banu Hakim now. You were out of college and looking for work, spending all day on your laptop or making calls. You had a job at a call center, another job at an Olive Garden, and you did some design work, but you were drowning in debts, desperate to put all your education to work. You remember your last day well. You drove to your call center job, found it boarded up and a bunch of confused assholes just like you standing around outside, not knowing what to do. I worked at a call center, man. It's one of the worst jobs you can have. And I mean, no shame on people who do work call centers, because it's a job, it's a hustle. But man, I hated every second of it. It was the worst job, second worst job in my entire life. And I worked provision only, so I got $3 an hour basically, because I was selling postcards for an association against abuse of narcotics. We sent them postcards. They legally didn't have to pay for them. Can imagine how many people paid for that. Ooh, sorry about the drinking. Man, drenching up bad memories. It wouldn't start. No, hold on. It was around 6, so you watched the sunset illuminate the grimy low-rises and the cash for gold signs before shrugging and getting back in your car. It wouldn't start, so you got out and started wandering around with your phone up, looking for a signal. And that's when a shadow detached itself from beneath your car. When you rose again, burning with hunger and sticky with your own blood, your killer did not call you kindred or canine or vampire. First you learned about your clan, your lineage, a bloodline that existed since before history. Before all cities except one. Your killer said you belonged to... Wait! What? I can pick truck... Okay. Okay, well I'm going Tremere then. I mean, sorry folks. I had to rep my clan, but okay, Huddy, dibs are no longer on Tremere. I mean, on Banu Hakim. Now, Tremere is best friends. Here we go. Clan Tremere, scholars, conspirators, and blood sorcerers. This guy was just hiding out under my car this whole night. Like, he was just hanging on. Isn't that from the Rick and Morty episode with that Titanic reenactments? Man, that's a deep cut. The usurpers of Clan Tremere are said to descend from a mortal wizard who stole immortal life from an ancient vampire. How? Alright, well I guess I would know that being from the clan. Once organized into a disciplined arcane hierarchy, the sorcerers of Clan Tremere... Sorry about the blip with the screen, by the way, my phone is being weird. The sorcerers of Clan... Oh my, this is too much, hold on. I can actually... turn on the Wi-Fi instead. Whoop! My desk is very messy. Sorry about that. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the Wi-Fi. That's gonna have me lag occasionally, but it's not gonna drop frames or go black like that. So here we go. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, okay. I get the DLC for free. That's good. Yeah, call center work is no joke. And all respect to people who do that. Oh, wow! It got really blurry all of a sudden. Sorry about that. Let's see here. If I can fix that. But we do this. Is it? Yeah, it's still blurry. God, let me take the phone down. This is a mess. This is why I love using my phone camera, but I do not love that it is messing with me. Because it's like I have a green screen behind me. It does chroma correction really well. Okay, yeah, I'm really blurry now for some reason. This is not good. Let's switch back. Sorry, folks, technical issues. Boop. Let's go with USB. Okay, USB. Am I still blurry? What do I do? Whoop. Whoop. Oh, okay. No, wait, hold on. I know what it is. I didn't focus it again. There we go. Man, I'm professional streamer right here. Professional streamer, the Primogen. You get the DLC if you bought the base game from Steam. Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, awesome. Cool, then I'm going to be Tremere. That's excellent. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to try to cut out these breaks. Post. We'll see what I do. This might be a very long stream. At least 2 hours. Hello, Vios. How you doing? Thank you, everyone, for helping me out. Yeah, so yeah, now occasionally I will lag and I will drop frames or lower frame rate, but I will not be blinking like I, pardon me, just did. So, small price to pay. I need to get another app because this app, I can't deal with the blacking out of the camera. That sucks. Right, where were we? Disciplines: Auspics, Blood Sorcery dominate. Though famous for their thaumaturgy, their intricate sorcerous traditions, many Tremere also possess supernaturally acute senses and the power to command mortals with a word. Clan weakness: frail blood. This manifests in different ways for different usurpers. Some mend their flesh slowly, others can form blood bonds or create cool servitors. You know what? Okay, wow, I had no idea that we were going to go this way, having like an alternative clan frailty. I like it. I think this is cool. I think this might actually be something I would like to implement in one of my games. I like it because it's like, yeah, it's weak blood because they got the embrace through a potion. They didn't just get bit, you know, and given vampire blood. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Lasombra. Yeah, I'm sorry, Hakeem. Look, if I could play Setite, that would have been a completely different story. Hale said. Okay, I am Clan Tremere, for sure. Long ago, a hidden society of wizards sought more than power and mastery. They wanted immortality. The head of their order, a wizard named Tremere, naming the order after himself, thought he had found it in the blood of an ancient vampire. Tremere thought he knew the price he would pay, but though the elder's blood granted Tremere and his followers eternal life, it also destroyed their magic, their avatars technically, actually. As wizards, they had shaped reality with will alone, as a sculptor shapes wet clay. But vampires are not artists, they are corpses, and the magic of Clan Tremere was dead. But they still had their iron will and their urge for mastery, and with that they survived into the modern night, each Tremere loyal to the one above in an invincible pyramid of obedience and secrecy. And then the pyramid shattered, and your sire, the sorceress scientist Invidia Call, stuffed a bunch of trash bags full of arcane marvels and hoofed it out of New York, leaving you behind, half-trained and beset by enemies. But before she left, she gave you vision and purpose. You were... I love this. Sorry, I just went, see ya, and legged it. I kind of like this. Her enforcer and get whatever she wants specialist. Tremere are not usually warriors, but I carried a blade and a deadly stare that left my enemies quaking. Oh, hi Norbert, how you doing? Sorry, Vios, I am not playing Gangrel. Their dice pool for any blood sorcery or thaumaturgy rolls is reduced by 1 if there are not at least 1 level bonded. That is a cool house rule. I like that. Like they're what is it called? They're addicted to blood bonds to the point where they will actually have reduced dice pools if they don't get bonded. I might have a big T on his forehead. I might just, there might be a reason I'm wearing the cap, just saying. It might be a tribute. I like this. I was mostly a con artist and I kept those skills even as I unlocked real power. No, I'm gonna go with Enforcer because it kind of mends, like it goes with the whole law enforcement idea. I was studying criminology, so I'm a little bit of a gumshoe, I guess. The pyramid of Clan Tremere is heavy with intellectuals and philosophers. A rude person might say it's full of nerds, and I detest that. Despite her iconoclasm and technomagical approach to the blood sorcery of her clan, Invidia Call was like many blood witches, focused on academic pursuits and high culture for all her thirst for blood. And when the pyramid granted her permission to embrace a child, she did not want an apprentice, another meticulous and thoughtful scholar of thaumaturgy. She wanted someone actually useful. And she found you, a tough, fearless, comfortable in a fight. You knew how to survive and thrive on the streets. The first thing Invidia taught you was that mortals weren't worth much. She beat you handily, killed you, and explained what happened after your embrace. I'm just imagining her. If I've seen the picture of her, this is even funnier. Like she was clinging to the bottom of my car the entire night, just waiting for me to be alone. But then she made her pitch. She needed someone to guard her interests and acquire assets for her research. You weren't going to be a sorcerer, at least not yet. Instead, NVIDIA would teach you how to control minds and give you a sword and a list of criminal societies who fenced arcane paraphernalia. I love this. I'm essentially a thaumaturgist from Discworld. I'm the one who goes out and gather all the ingredients. Beautiful. Those were the best few years of your life. Armed with your blade, your burning gaze, and your deep knowledge of New York's streets, you tore through alchemy dens, Tong-affiliated occult shops, and long-buried heretical churches, recovering arcane treasures for Clan Tremere. Your mental powers soon expanded to such a degree that NVIDIA, frustrated by the I'll stop doing that stodgy magic of the pyramid, started to consider teaching you the real secrets of her art. She needed just a few more arcane treasures to begin your lessons in thaumaturgy, so you left to find them. When you returned, NVIDIA was gone. She sent you a warning, though, and you escaped the kill team 5 minutes before they arrived to burn your sire's chantry to ash. I'm assuming that it's not the chantry of the 5 boroughs. It took you weeks to figure out what had happened, but eventually you learned the awful truth. Hunters had destroyed the Vienna Chantry, the greatest arcane fortress of your clan. The pyramid was broken, and now the Second Inquisition was burning its way across the United States. And you were barely a Tremere, just a street fighter with a handful of arcane secrets. You pawned your occult treasures to get out of New York, bought a car, and made your escape. In other words, she needed a bloodbound courier. You're absolutely right. But yeah, 3 harder, I like that. That's a really good house rule. I think, honestly, Tremere are a little bit milquetoast in V5. And their clan flaw was kind of boring in earlier editions as well. I really think doing something with the blood bonding is much more fun. And in that way, like, oh, you have trouble blood bonding? No, wait. Yeah, you have trouble blood bonding people. That's the Tremere clan flaw in V5, right? It's not very creative, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna cast shade here. I'm just saying it as it is. Alright, Tremere clan disciplines: Aspect, Blood, Sorcery, Dominate. Tremere clan Bane, Frail Blood. You cannot mend injuries quickly enough to repair yourself in combat. Usurpers need to plan ahead when expecting violence. I like that. And after all that, 10 years on these miserable desert highways, scraping by on the charity of your elders as you run their errands. You've lost your edge, the clarity of your focus, sacrificing specializations in order to learn trick after trick, in order to survive from night to night. If you were still alive, you'd be middle-aged. The elders of the kindred are lies wrapped in flesh. Undeath is no promise of immortality. You've seen 100 Canaanites born into the night, only to die a few months later at the hands of hunters of their own kind, or just because they didn't know what time it was. Strange that you're going to die young. The air ripples. It smells like burning metal. You never should have bought a hatchback. So, what we're doing here, by the way, for those of you joining just now, is that I put up a Google map of I-10 in Arizona. Obviously, we have no idea where in Arizona we are. But I'm just going to assume we're in the southern part. But as soon as we know, I'm going to be tracking our trip on Google Map, because that's going to be fun, right? And because I don't know America that well, and I think it's always really fun to be like watching for where we could be going. Like the Picacho, is that how you pronounce it? Picacho Peak State Park. Sounds like a cool place. I mean, we can even go satellite, to be honest. That's even cooler. So let's go with satellite. All right. Ahead of you is a long-abandoned filling station. Filling station. Its sign faded into illegibility and its windows boarded up. Your mental powers are useless here, alone. Though the station looks abandoned, you see footprints in the sand. A golden eagle sits on the stripped diesel dispenser, watching you with unsettling intensity. You approach the main building, looking for a way in. The windows and doors are all boarded up, and though there's a garage door for a loading dock, it seems locked. The eagle spreads its wings and screams. You don't have time for this. The sun will kill you, but first it will drive you mad. You can feel the beast rising in you. The beast, the untamed monster that lurks inside every vampire, that drives you to acts of depravity and violence. You're losing control. You need to act now, but that eagle seems almost to have been put here to guard this place. Its talons flex. I I have eschewed sorcery to train both my powers of mental dominance and my inhumanely keen senses. Using those gifts instead of awareness, I look for a way inside. I learned a bit of blood sorcery after my sire vanished. Surely I know something to get me inside, or at least to get rid of that eagle. My mental powers have been honed to a razor's edge, such that I can command even this eagle. Go, I say. That will give me time to find a way inside. I kind of do want to have some blood sorcery, but I also really like Tremere's with Dominate as a thing, Dominate going on, because it's a lot of people don't expect it, because Tremere usually never described as being the social type. Yeah, let's go with Dominate. Dominate is way more versatile, I think, than blood sorcery, especially if you're traveling the road, so there we're gonna go. Blood pulses through your skull as you intone a single syllable. The eagle screeches and flaps away. Without the distraction of the eagle, you're able to move quickly around the abandoned station. You run to the north side, which will buy you a few more seconds before the light destroys you. And there you find a single open window. As smoke starts to escape from your clothes, you wiggle inside, then crawl kick away from that hole. We don't know how much my blood pool is. This is probably with V5, so we're going with a hunger. Oh, we're at hunger 3. So this is V5 rules. So essentially, hunger 1 is your basic hunger, unless you kill and feed on a mortal. Feed on and kill a mortal. If you're unfamiliar with V5 rules, I'm assuming this is a slight modification, but hunger 3 is still not too bad. Hunger 4 is when you start rolling hunger frenzy rolls, if you're exposed to blood in any way. Hunger 5, you're very close to frenzying even. Convictions, protect. I don't have any convictions right now. I do have Dominate 2. That's great. It's a good discipline to have. Got some academics, some awareness, investigation, technology, streetwise, intimidation, leadership, combat, drive. I like this. This is a character I can get behind. 1 dot in wits? Really? 11th generation. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, 11th generation. I'm not a thin blood, technically. Not even close. I'm going to check the journal in a second. Intelligence 4, wits 1, because I'm a dunce. Well, not a dunce, but I'm dull-witted. Resolve 3, composure 3, manipulation 3, charisma 3, 2 dots in strength and 1 dot each in dex and stamina. Oh boy. Journal. Let's check the journal. Characters, clans, hunger, and willpower, messy crits. I'm guessing journal is like a tutorial. So, let's go back to the game. A wave of exhaustion hits you as the sun rises fully. The kindred were not meant to remain awake during daylight hours, and you look around for anywhere safe you might rest. There's an old metal-topped freezer beside a counter here, just big enough to hold you, and sealed against sunlight. Inching around the shaft of daylight that filters through the open window and the gaps in the boards, you wrench the old freezer open. It smells like expired milk, but you can't worry about that now. You drop into the old freezer and pull the lid shut. Then you mentally inventory all the things you do need to worry about. Your ruined car, the ache of hunger in your gums, the smell of fresh blood somewhere in this building, the strange eagle. You may not survive another night, but you survived this one. You survived the fall of the pyramid and the disappearance of your sire. Nvidia, call. You survived out here in the desert for years, one night at a time. You permit yourself a tight little smile. You can still make it. You can still find a way out of this. And then the blackness of the day sleep swallows you. Yep, no worries. We might go, like, change the animation between pages. Cool, what does that mean? Do? Animate between pages, okay. Return to the game. Let's check what the menu has. Email me when new games are available, share this game with friends, play more games like this, view the credits. Okay, cool. I think this is a really neat, like, it's a pretty flexible window for me to work with. Is everyone able to read this properly, by the way? That's important. Like, for me, it's not so much a problem, but if it's too small, I can try to make the text even bigger, if you folks want me to. And actually, you know what I could do? I can do this. Let's see here. Doot and doot and make this a little bigger, and we'll do this. Transform, edit transform, Position 20. 20. There we go. Now we got it even bigger. Oh, so now people on phone can watch as well. That's great. How many people? I'm just gonna check. Ooh, we got 30 people watching. Hi everybody. Sorry if I'm not interacting a lot, and I hope it's not being too laggy for you guys. I'm just getting started. But yeah, now with cell phone, it should be okay to read as well. If it's not, let me know. And I hope that the map over here is good too. What we can do with that one though, now that I think about it, is that we can also do this. We can make it a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Transform, edit transform, boop. We're gonna go 1268 and 20. There we go. Perfect. And I can even make myself a little bit bigger too if you want to see more of me. Hello, I'm growing. Boop. And there we are. Perfect. Okay, excellent. We got a lot of window space, I might as well use it. Okay, back to the game. Let me open it. A wave of exhaustion hits you as the sun rises fully. Oh, but we already did this. Next chapter, chapter 2, Into the Sunset. Arizona I-10 heading west. All right, heading west would be over here then, right? So let's. Where's the border of Arizona? Let's get the map out. Man, how big is Arizona? Well, hella big. Is this the border? So we're heading, I'm assuming then on the I-10, we're somewhere here on the road. Centennial, the I-10, Tonopah, Wintersburg. I'm gonna assume we're like here. Yeah, this seems like a good place. There's literally nothing here. Doing a bunch of desert. I've been in Arizona. Wait, I've been in Nevada, not Arizona. Wait, where's Nevada? Oh, yeah, Nevada's up here, right? Mojave. Yeah, we went to the Mojave. I went to Las Vegas with some friends. Viva Las Vegas. Oh yeah, Simon, I played Shadows of New York, and I reviewed it on my channel. It's a very, very, very good game, in my opinion, especially if you're into visual novels. If you're not into visual novels, you probably won't enjoy it. Just a bit of a warning. And I liked it. It was a fun game. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to put myself over... no, yeah, I am over the game. Okay, perfect. I can really recommend Shadows of New York. Phone is working. Perfect. Thank you. Very good to know. If anyone had found you that day in the disused freezer, they would see only a disheveled corpse. And while the sun is in the sky, that's all you are. The blood you got back in El Paso. El Paso? Where is that? I guess El Paso. Where's El Paso? El Paso in Texas. Okay, never mind. That's way back. Yeah, I can recommend it. It improves a lot on coteries. It is a little bit more linear, I would say, but it makes it up for it by having a much better variety of endings. The endings are much better. Yeah, this is a review in progress. I'm liking it so far for what it is, but we haven't really gotten that far. El Paso is in Texas, thank you. So we're not going to go that yet. I'm going to assume we're somewhere here because we're heading west. You hopped in your Honda awakens the moment the sun sets. The return to consciousness is instantaneous and agonizing. You open your eyes in blackness. Your limbs are still heavy, as if crushed by the weight of the sun. As you wait, you think about the Camarilla, and you remember what the elders made you do after Invidia call disappeared. I'm going to keep doing that because that's a beautiful name. You were desperate then, and you knew you had to obey. They paired you with another desperate young Canaanite, a charming young man named Julian Sim who talked too much. He was something that other kindred called an Assamite, and back then you didn't know if that was another clan like the Tremere or another sect like the Camarilla. No one ever bothered to tell you. Julian had an eager energy of a congressional page and the glittering, patient eyes of a reptile. He was out for himself, and so were you, and that gave you something in common. You remember Julian's lime green geotracker crunching to a halt over gravel. You jumped out and felt the sand beneath your feet, still hot hours after sunset, though the night air felt cool. Julian was well dressed despite the rough work, but back then you always wore the same thing when out in the desert. Coveralls with a name you used soon on a patch. Not your real name, of course. That person died in a strip mall parking lot. You still call yourself... oh yeah, I can't wait for the Garou to show up. Oh, Julian is your sire if you're Bono Hakim. That's an interesting, cool thing. Thanks for telling me, Brandon. I'm kind of glad I went with Tremere then. Tremere and Bono Hakim working together, by the way. That is rough. At least we're both young. But man, poetic irony. You don't want to put a Bono Hakim together with a Tremere. Neither party will much enjoy it. Rook, Celeste, Vane, Luca, Ransom, Pyre. I like Pyre. I'm on fire. I'm a Pyre. Either Rook or Pyre, but Rook is cool. Rook is a cool custom. My name is oh yeah, it seems to stretch very far. But we are in Arizona and we're heading west. So either we haven't gotten to Phoenix yet or we've passed Phoenix. So once we can orientate ourselves in regards to Phoenix, we'll probably be able to find on the map where we are. I'm going to say that my name is Scylla. I like that. I like supernatural creatures. Scylla. Is it Scylla or Scylla? I think it's Scylla, right? Your name is Scylla? Yes, Scylla. Those old coveralls let you pass as a maintenance worker just about anywhere. They were better protection from prying eyes than any Nosferatu's invisible arts. Carrying water for the ivory tower, eh, Scylla? Julian said with a little chuckle, hoisting the plastic gallon jugs out of the back of the tracker. Each read Buena Suerte, or something like it in a blue Sharpie. You didn't laugh. This wasn't humanitarian work. Or maybe it was. The Desert Princess still feared the things that sleep under those sands. They told you that if it woke up hungry, it would tear this land apart. The Drifter, good question. I am using a map because this game takes place almost exclusively on highways or cities in between highways. This is Night Road. You're playing as a courier, and I want to make sure to know where we are in the US. Scylla, thank you very much, Scylla. So the Drifter, that's why I'm using a map. Right now I have no idea where I am except that I'm on the I-10 in Arizona heading west. So I've kind of zoomed it down to here. I'm going to say we're, oh, Eagle's Eye, that's cool. So Pilot, a gas station. Could be somewhere here. It's a visual aid. I hope it's not bothering you. I can try to make it darker if you want. Let me see if I can do that. Filter, let me apply a little bit of a color correction and make it a little less bright. Ooh, is that better? I think that's better. That's gamma, or rather, no, that's gamma. Less brightness, I guess. Ooh, and maybe some less gamma too. Ooh, there we go. This is a better map. It's not as bright as it used to be. Right. We'll be updating it more when we actually know where we are. Or maybe it was. I did read that. How long you think we're going to do this? Julian asked. Julian talked too much, but sometimes he cut through the bullshit with words that carried a constellation of meanings. How long? Decades, centuries. We, neonates, nothing but larvae in the eyes of their elders. And this awful work. Yeah, who is sleeping under the Arizona desert? This is what it is to be a neonate, Julian. We work our way up, but we can work our way up forever in the Camarilla. This is how we survive to see another night, and as far as I can see, it's the only way. Complaining won't save anyone. I think my character is quite a bit of a pragmatic. He never really felt like he was in charge of his own destiny, so he's just resigned to it and be like, I mean, I basically died that night on the strip mall, so any other extra nights I get, that's another night of work. Julian grimaced as he wrestled with the water. I want to do more than survive, Scylla, he said. That's all our elders do. They endure, they persist. What kind of existence is that? Now, I'm not an idiot. I have better things to do than run off into the desert and get destroyed. But can't you really do this for another 50 years? Mortals uploading their brains into computers and colonizing the poles of Venus, and we're dragging water through the desert in GeoTracker? A hot desert wind whipped Julian's black hair around his head as he counted the gallons of water. The Camarilla gave you a job they considered necessary, even vital. Desperate migrants stumbled through this part of the desert, fleeing violence in Mexico and Central America for the promise of a better life in the States. Without water, many died. Aid groups dropped water and supplies for the migrants. The year before, the Camarilla had infiltrated and supplanted one of those aid groups, replacing their members with you and Julian. Your job, position the water above the scattered layers of the Nosferatu Elder, the one known only as Reremaus. The victims he claimed would give him enough blood to prevent his full awakening. This sucks, Julian said as you checked the GPS coordinates on your Garmin. I mean, I know what we are, I know what we do to survive, but this is just so stupid. It's inefficient and wasteful. This was how the world ran 2 or 3 centuries ago, Scylla, before anyone invented flowcharts or assembly lines. It was horrible work, but what choice did I have? It was either that or be destroyed myself, though I will never forgive the Camarilla for compromising me like that. It was ugly work, but more people would have suffered if the Elder woke up, so I went back to work. Yeah, pragmatic. Again, pragmatic. Already kind of at peace with the fact that I die, so it's like, I'll just do what I'm told, and maybe one day I'll be allowed to make my own decisions. He sighed and did what had to be done. Julian always had a plan to get out and move up in those nights, but they never seemed to come to anything. And though the Camarilla elders had been cruel, vindictive monsters even, they'd been right about Reremaus. His awakening would have killed thousands. You know, because a few years later, some of the old ones really did wake up, and you heard the horror stories, even though you were on the other side of the world. So that night you checked your position on the Garmin one last time, dropped off the water, and got back in Julian's geo-tracker. A few months later, Julian got his money, though you never learned how. Something to do with venture capital interested in the software he was developing. Maybe. Anyway, one night he just disappeared, leaving you with the geo-tracker, a stack of CDs with file names written on them in a blue Sharpie, and instructions to deliver them to an industrial park in Austin. You looked up his new company, 21,000X, or 21st Century X, which was apparently located in Denver, but you could never find an address or a contact number, and that's been your life ever since. You can move your hands now. You push the top of the freezer open, haul yourself out, and drop silently to the ground. Your hunger is an ache in the back of your gums that leads right up behind your eyes that threatens to turn into a migraine. Did we get hungrier? Hunger 3. Okay, we're still at hunger 3. Good. You can hold off the beast a few more nights like this, but you'll need to feed soon. You wander past dusty and empty shelves and glance outside through gaps in the boarded-up window. You can't see the strange eagle, but you still smell blood. It's faded, but impossible to ignore. Movement catches your eye, but it's just your reflection in the broken glass of an empty display case. You stare into the eyes of a haunted-looking, eternally young woman. Let's go with woman. I like that they have a non-binary option. You look like shit. Bloodshot eyes, skin pulled back from your nails and teeth, thrift store clothes, even your satchel looks like someone dragged it down a highway. You check the satchel, your deliveries, the USBs are still in there. Then you hear the sound outside, a few whispered words in Spanish, weeping. Thank God. Food. They must have pulled some boards away to get inside, then covered them up so no one from the road spots their flashlights. You're in the middle of a disused convenience store's 3 aisles, invisible in the darkness. At the far side of the store, goth Tremere girlfriend. You bet your ass for a goth Tremere girlfriend. Man, that meme was... I just missed that meme when that was a thing. Was it 2019? It was summer 2019, right? When they had like a GF for every clan. Ah, man. Good times. Where was I? A locked bathroom straight ahead and then 2 doors, one to the left and one to the right. You guess the left door leads to a storage room. The mortals are trying to get it open. You count 4 of them, a man and a woman in their mid-20s, an ancient woman, and a frail and gray-haired older man, even smaller than the old woman. The younger woman whispers something in Spanish you don't catch, then forces the storage room door opens with a shriek of metal. Not much here, the younger man says, sweeping the storage room with his flashlight. He's traveling heavy. Crowbar, backpack, water bottles, road flares. Those are your road flares. They must have found your Honda. Whoever they are, they're foolish or desperate to bring a woman in her 70s, at least, and a guy who isn't built for this kind of work. You're surprised that they're this far north without having already made contact with someone. The younger woman starts jiggling the handle to the bathroom, which is between the storage room and the office. Bored and fearless, the old man hobbles down one of the aisles. And your beast screams behind your eyes. I mean, we're hunger 3. I'm not sure when we'd be able to feed next. Assuming we are heading to Phoenix, that shouldn't be a problem. If not, we will, Quartzsite, I'm supposing this is a town, Quartzsite. It is not a town. Oh yeah, it is a town. In population of 3,600, oh boy. So I'm assuming there's not a lot of people out here in Arizona at this point, so might have to feed. Oh, I should be strong enough to grab the old guy. I have strength 2. That is not strong enough to grab the old guy. I'm not good at sneaking either. Let's look at our stats. Strength 2, Dexterity 1. Clandestine, I'm assuming, is sneaking. Distressed Tina sounds. I'm not going to risk snatch a grab turning into a massacre or a tired old man's heart suddenly stopping. I stay hidden. You've done terrible things to survive, but there are certain rules you've established for yourself. You tell yourself that they, too, help you survive. You've seen what happens to vampires who cannot establish laws for their own souls. Or maybe you're just weak. This has been the general assessment of quite a few vampires you've met since your embrace. You wait in the shadows. So you have an excellent view when the young woman finally gets the bathroom door open and a thing inside bites down on her face. Whoops. The woman manages a half a scream. The old man turns, sees the mutilated corpse dangling from those huge jaws, and moans in horror. The thing holding the corpse hurls it towards the old man, missing you by inches and splattering your face with blood, and both the corpse and the old guy goes down. You absently note that the woman's corpse is already drained of blood. Then you turn and confront the thing in the bathroom. The kindred of Clan Nosferatu are never beautiful, but this one is particularly hideous. Stark naked, and so tall he has to stoop to get out of the room, with a flattened skull and huge bat-like ears that make it impossible to imagine what he looked like in life. And then you look into his flat black eyes and realize there is nothing there. Oh, a white! Hooray! Just what we needed. April 2007. In the end, we're weaker than they are, Julian says, watching a trio of teenagers across the 7-Eleven parking lot. He sips blood from his extreme gulp, then uses it to gesture at the mortals. I mean, spiritually, we're weaker. We're like scurvy victims or something. We can't heal. The beast, you say. I'm not going to ask you what you've done in its grip, Julian says, or what you've done on your own and blame the beast for, but I know the beast will eat you if you're not careful. It'll eat your soul and live behind your eyes. When that happens to one of us, the Camarilla calls them whites and hunt them down. And the Assamites, you ask. I don't know, Julian says, never had the courage to ask. The Nosferatu, the mindless white that had once been a Nosferatu, spots you. But then it turns, and though you cannot see the tough-looking young guy and the old woman, you know that they're cornered in the storage room. As the dead woman's blood runs down its chin, the creature weighs its options. It turns towards the storage room, moving awkwardly because a huge iron chain is fastened around one of its legs. Then something lashes out of the darkness and the white reels back, more in surprise than pain. The young man strikes the creature again with his crowbar. That won't be enough to fend off a monster like this. These people will be dead in moments, and then the fallen Nosferatu will turn its mindless rage on you. Well, int academics is certainly going to be one of my Int 4, Academics 2. Charisma. Well, it can't leave, it's chained, so that's not going to happen. There must be another way out. Using my knowledge of how this place should be laid out, I look for a way to get us to safety, which is what I learned in college. The interior structure of a rest stop in Arizona. Academics is a catch-all skill. Next. You can't get around the white to reach the window you crawled through, and you don't have time to smash through a board, but you must be able to think this through and find another way out. Then you remember the garage door for the loading dock. That eagle prevented you from approaching it last night, and it was probably locked from the outside, but you visualized the shape of this building and realized that the door must be in the storage room. Also, by the way, this white must have gotten here fairly recently, because, I mean, yes, it is an abandoned rest stop on a highway, but, I mean, if he's chained butt naked in a toilet, someone's gotta have found him before, right? The garage door, you shout, trying out your Spanish, though you haven't spoken it for a few years. You grab the unconscious old man, you doubt they'll flee without him, and dart around the white as it struggles with the chain. The younger man stares at you in confusion, so you just hand him the old guy and look around. There's the door. You yank it open and wave them through just as the fallen officer... Yeah, I mean, okay, look. I didn't survive 10 years on my own by being like, I'm gonna help everyone I see. I survived 10 years by being, I'm a weak, frail little Tremere. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Its dirty fingernails are an inch from your face when the chain catches again, yanking it to a halt. You lock gazes for a moment, then you slam the door down. It locks with a satisfying click. Pardon me. It is his place now, the old woman says, watching the shadow of the Nosferatu as it shambles through the abandoned convenience store. She says something else in an indigenous language that you don't understand, her hands grip tight around her crucifix. Then she grabs the young man's shoulders before he goes back for the dead woman. Oh, wait. Oh, she died? Shit, I zoned out there. She died and the... Wasn't it the old woman who died? Am I completely dumb? I'm completely dumb. So the old woman survived, and the guy survived, and the old man survived, but the young woman... Okay. His shoulder is hurt, and he has a cut on his scalp. The crucifix doesn't move you, but you get away from the blood. The old guy moans, and the two of them help him stand on his own. You have 1,000 questions and one problem. Where did this Nosferatu come from? Who chained it up? Was it imprisoned because it had become a white? Or did it lose its mind during its imprisonment? And what are you going to do with these people who just saw a blood-stained bat-eared monster kill a woman? Hi Frederick, this game is Vampire the Masquerade Night Road, which is a basically an interactive novel with emphasis on the novel part. There is a lot of reading. The music you're hearing is actually from the mobile game World of Darkness Preludes, which you can probably find the soundtrack of on YouTube. The game is no longer available. And basically this is a game where I'm playing a courier, driving around southwestern states of the US, delivering parcels for other vampires. So that's what we're playing. It came out on Steam today, and it was like $6.50 or something, $7. So very good price for this. It's apparently very long and has a lot of variation in it. So I'm not sure. I will probably be playing for about 2 hours before my voice gives out, but that should be enough for the first stream, I think. And I think if I ended at 7 p.m. my time, I think you'd be able to catch Huddy's stream too as well, if you'd like to watch her stream it. And Huddy Von Schlan, who's another vampire lore video maker. Let me see here. Yeah, Helton, this will be a long stream. Oh, $8, $8 US. I think that's a good price just for checking it out. And the more World of Darkness games you buy, the more incentive there is to be more cool World of Darkness stuff. But I'm not gonna, buy it. Yeah, and buy it today, and you'll also get the DLC to play a Tremere or a KTIF, a Thin Blood. Well, they're not necessarily the same thing, but a KTIF. Oh, Huddy's live too? Oh, right, she started her stream now, I think. Well, you can catch the VOD for that, I hope. Sorry, Huddy. Anyway, I can't leave witnesses. I kill them and feed. I need their blood, and it's bad to leave loose ends. I drain all three. I need to feed before the beast consumes me. I drink from the old man. That will make persuading them not talk. I use my mental powers and compel him to forget what happened. God damn it. Ooh, what do I have in manipulation? 3 manipulation. What do we have in intimidation? 1, 3, nothing in subterfuge, of course. So, let me see here. Manipulation, subterfuge, that's 3, 4 intimidation, charisma, persuasion. I don't think I have a lot in that. Persuasion, 0. Okay. I use my mental powers and compel him to forget what happened, and I hope the old lady will just not remember? Most of your mental powers are limited in scope and duration. You could get someone to back away, give you something, drop a weapon, but you'll lack the power to inflict long-term changes in behavior or belief. But there is one exception. The first thing NVIDIA Call taught you to do with your dark gift is to scorch the synapses of the human brain. Stolen blood flows into your tongue and behind your ears as you catch the gaze of the young man. A single word shocks him into forgetting the details of what just happened. As he blinks in confusion, you turn your attention to the elders, dazzling each of them in turn. You're not sure exactly what they'll remember of that horrific encounter, how their brains will rebuild the experience to cover up the hole in their memories. A savage animal, attacked by one of the state's racist militia groups? It doesn't matter. They've forgotten what they needed to forget. They stumble away to the north, confused and harmless. Oh yeah, Nerdbird, Shadows of New York. I will try to continue streaming that. That is also a long game, but I really wanted to give this a try because it came out today. As you probably noticed, I have been pretty busy lately, so I haven't been doing a lot of streams. But I will try to pick up Shadows of New York again and keep playing that. But I really do want to get through Night Road at least once, and I'll try to stream a little bit more frequently. Streams are a little bit easier too than just making videos because I don't need to do much prep work for them, so that's nice. Anyway, hope that answers your question. You check your iPhone. It's broken. You take out the SIM card and destroy it, then destroy the spares you carry. You wear a watch because sunrise is never far from your mind, and yes, that's broken too. Then you check your satchel, but the USBs are all there, all safe. And then the hunger hits you like a punch in the stomach. You've burned too much vitae fueling your powers, and now only scraps of blood remains in your veins, but there's nothing you can do. Did I get hungrier? Oh, I'm at hunger 4. That is not good. That is not good. You can hear the white in the empty convenience store, snuffling and moaning. I mean, I can drain him. Diablery's cool, y'all. I'm basically doing him a favor, destroying his soul, right? I see no problem in this situation. And who's gonna... Are you gonna tattle? I wouldn't tattle. You guys are cool, right? You guys are cool if I drain him? I'm gonna drain him. If I can. You can hear the white in the... you walk back... Oh, I can't drain him. Where you left your car, but it's gone except for a single hubcap. Really? You check your reflection. There's blood on your hands and face and clumps of gore in your hair, and your shirt and jeans are in tatters. You have nothing to wash with, but you rub sand all over yourself to try to get as much of the blood off as you can. You look like something that just crawled out of the earth for revenge. You can't show yourself anywhere civilized like this. Headlights appear on the highway, and you fade back into the scrub. I mean, I could just wave someone down and drink from them and then make them forget, right? You look instinctively, you check the satchel. I mean, okay, I'm a little bit miffed at this. I should be allowed to drain the guy because he is a walking, screeching masquerade breach that's just waiting to mess things up. I would be doing the Camarilla a favor draining him, if you ask me. Instinctively, you check the satchel one more time, but everything is there. Everything that's just happened was a distraction, someone else's problem. You can reach the outskirts of Tucson before dawn. We have a location. Tucson. So, we are on the I-10. I was way off. We're not even in Phoenix yet. So we're probably like here? Somewhere? I'm guessing. Or In-N-Out. In-N-Out. I like In-N-Out Burger. I think. No, wait, not In. No, I mean, I'm in Five Guys. We don't have a lot of burger chains in Sweden, but I ate at Five Guys and so good. You bite the fries bite back. No, wait. You bite the fries back. I should never get into singing. I was trying to do the meme thing, but I just can't get the song. You bite the fries bite back, my man. Damn. I love Five Guys. Night after night, you start walking. Tucson, Arizona. So we are now in Tucson. Hooray! Well, literally the biggest thing we can see here is the In-N-Out burger. We don't have Five Guys. I really wish we had Five Guys. I had Five Guys when I was in California 2 years ago. But, and everyone will hate me for saying this, but the Dorito Locos Tacos, Doritos Locos Tacos were with ranch flavor, Taco Bell. That was the best thing I have ever eaten in my entire life. I'm sorry. I love tacos, and Taco Bell is just my kind of trashy tacos. This game is very new. It came out today. There are no guys in Sweden. We don't have guys here. Sorry. Hi, Harry. How you doing? Good luck with your class. Kitsu's waving as well. Hi, Harry. Harry is the guy who played Stan on our Chicago Stories game, and also played in Little Brook Reunion, our Changing into the Lost Chronicle. What or who are the Five Guys? It's a restaurant chain. It's a burger chain. Really good stuff. I would really like to lower my generation. Here we go. Your feet hurt. You already passed the place you were supposed to stay yesterday, but it's just an empty garage. There's nothing there for you. An hour before dawn, you reach the chain link fences and industrial parks that mark the outskirts of Tucson. So we're like, let me get the satellite up. We're like here. We're in Little Town. Is that it? Are we closer? Here? You can see cheap stucco houses up ahead, but the burbs are no place for a vampire. Without a cell phone or money, and with your clothes too trashed for a polite company, you revert to skills you honed in the desperate years after the fall of the pyramid. When you find an abandoned semi-trailer in the factory parking lot, you note that the high walls should keep the worst of the heat off. You check it for holes in the ceiling. Finding none, you crawl inside. You spend the day with your brain screaming in terror and your body paralyzed as trucks and factory machines move all around you. Someone actually moves the trailer, which you're sure hasn't been moved in years. They drag it into the sun, so you spend the day boiling in a metal box under the Arizona daytime heat. Or sun, sorry, not under but under Arizona's daytime heat. The moment the sun sets, you throw open the door, and even though people are still working, you flee into the night. I'm still kind of like the gritty survival types. I don't think I'm very ambitious. I think I'm just like going through life like that. This is what unlife is. Some nights are good, some are like this. Maybe there's a clean place to sleep at the end of this road. You've seen the lowest of kindred, twisted Nosferatu, incurably mad Malkavian, and lower still, screaming in terror as they face final death. And you're doing better than them, because you are not dust. This is better than nothing, right? You can still walk, so you kick some black filth off your ruined boots, check your USBs, and get walking. You're going to have to replace your satchel, which hangs in tatters on your shoulders. I really like starting out at the bottom, because I really want to get all up here. That's my goal. Tucson, Arizona. Let's get the actual map up. So we're in Tucson now. Let's go to the In-N-Out burger. That's going to be the goal for this evening, getting to In-N-Out. I wonder if that's going to be in the game. You never wanted to come back to Tucson. It's been a black spot on your personal map for years. But here you are. You have to avoid the good neighborhood. Why no playable Malkavians or La Sombra? That's a good question, Brandon. I think I follow Kyle Marquis, the writer, and I think he wanted to write in Malkavians and La Sombra too, and he might add those. La Sombra will be difficult because you're using technology. You're using your phone. You're using GPS. Your phones wouldn't work for that. But Malkavian, I think he wanted to write it, but it would require so much extensive extra writing to add the layer of the cobweb onto everything, so he wasn't able to get that done. But I think maybe there will be a future update. Who knows? Go poke him on Twitter, Kyle Marquis, and tell him to start working on a Malkavian DLC for this game. You never want, and also buy the game, because then there will be more incentive for DLC. The big stucco houses on their little plots of land with their raked out front yards and blue recycling bins. For a few minutes, a black and white Mustang with a thin blue line Punisher decal on the hood creeps behind you in first gear. You can't tell if it's an actual police car or some kind of patriot group, but you cut through a park where they can't follow. There's a public bathroom there where you might be able to clean up a little. The mirror is cracked and someone shit in the urinal, but the water works. Whew! We're really at the bottom. We're really, really far down in the hierarchy right now. Man, things just haven't been the same since the pyramid fell. You spend a few minutes scraping trash off, then look around for either threats or opportunities. You're so hungry now you keep snarling involuntarily, your lips curling back over white gums. You watch your face in the mirror until you're sure you can control yourself, but you need to feed soon, and though this park bathroom is the perfect place for someone to stumble into and do drugs, no one's around. Where are all the junkies? It's not like this is a nice park. That's when you recognize where you are. This abandoned building was the lair of Lampago, a thing of legend that was probably one of the kindred, though no one knows for sure. A shape-shifting monstrosity destroyed by hunters as the Second Inquisition rose to power and began their dreadful crusade against all vampires. I really like these little things. Like, my character's already been here, there's memories to a place, you kind of know the area. Rovnos, that's a pipe dream, I'm afraid. There's barely any around anymore. But it would be cool. It would be cool to play Rovnos as well. A lesson in keeping your head down and not bucking the traditions if ever there was one. I think my character kind of wants to have aspirations, but she's just so crushed by her existence that she's like, man, I wish I had an out. I think this is the core concept behind this character. I wish I had an out. She might have been a monster, but there aren't many creatures left like her. Just obedient little kindred without imagination. I wish I could have seen her. Lasombra have issues with reflections and recordings. They have issues with smartphones. In V5, they've actually, it's a general tech issue. Lights can flicker, phones will glitch out, computers will stop working, electrical cars, and believe you me, there's a lot of, well, everyone knows this, I guess, so this is not some revolutionary statement I'm making, but there's a lot of electricity and electronics in car right now, which could also be a problem if you have an evil storyteller who will give you shit for that. Basically, and I think I've established this with the groups I'm playing with on my Patreon, that the Lasombra by far have the worst clan weakness in V5. Nothing else compares, especially when you're playing in 2020 when everyone has a smartphone and you're like, can't use the phone, guess I gotta have a ghoul. So that's also a fun thing when you're playing Shadows of New York, which is where you're playing a Lasombra as well. Right, the Age of Wonder is always passing, isn't it? You are immortal. You must you spend eternity in stuffy little rooms trading bon mots with stuffed corpses? I don't know if I said that right. Which reminds you, the Elysium awaits. Elysium is one of the defining ideas of the Camarilla. It is a neutral meeting ground where violence and the use of vampire powers are forbidden. In many Elysiums, if they catch you doing them, in many Elysiums, kindred are allowed to exist as they are, not as the Masquerade demands they be. The Tucson Elysium is located on the roof of a nightclub called the Viper. I'm going to assume the Viper does not exist, so I will say it is on top of Barrio Brewing. That's where it is. That's where Viper... No, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. The image of that place is... I don't think you can have a nightclub on top of this place's roof. I'm sorry. Pueblo Vida Brewing. There's a lot of breweries here. For some reason, the map is just showing me just showing me breweries. Never mind. I don't know Tucson. Good old Dementation, yet the new one is hilariously unpredictable. Yeah, I like it too. I think there's a lot of stuff with V5 that they got right and made nice. And it's definitely a different system, which I think is the whole point when you make a new edition. Like, you want to make it different, right? Sort of, anyway. Which White Wolf was never very good at doing. They just released an updated rulebook. Okay, I'm not going to shit on White Wolf. I like Revised Edition. But honestly, 2nd edition, Revised Edition doesn't have a lot of differences in it. Anyway... Also, by the way, if you're not hearing any squeaking, I brought this up on a different stream, but I have gotten myself officially a gaming office chair in leather, so I gotta wear clothes or I'll stick to it. That's a weird sentence to say, so never mind, you didn't hear that one. Anyway, you can hear the pounding industrial music from the parking lot, but you're not here for the party. You've been outside the Viper before, but never in and never up. You scan the rooftop and wonder whether to approach first or try to hunt. It's bad form to arrive in Elysium hungry, but hunting nearby is often forbidden since it attracts notice. An eagle settles on a fire escape. You remember the way the eagle looked at you that eagle looked at you a few nights ago. It's not the same eagle, presumably, and you suspect it's the way in. You follow it up the fire escape, trying to ignore the hunger that makes your skull pound and your teeth squirm around in your mouth. You don't know what shadow art this place employs, but you reach the top step and the empty-looking rooftop of the Viper disappears, replaced by a sprawling patio covered in cacti and desert shrubs. Charming place. Footpaths lead through the secret garden, and small stone bridges cross narrow rivulets of cold-flowing water. From here, the lights of Tucson are invisible, and the night sky is the way it is deep in the desert. Shades of purple and blue and black, with the Milky Way brighter than you've ever seen it. It's a fantasy. I didn't want to say that, but it's true. I gotta wear pants now. Mind you, I never stream pantsless. I will go on the record and say this. I always put on pants when I'm streaming because I don't want to have an accident. Now you know. But yeah, no, I I gotta wear pants now with leather seats because it's painful. Anyway, it's. Did anyone make any funny comments about the? Let's see. Yes, I missed the C. That's because they changed the world building a lot in Wraith V20. The Abyss and the Wraith Lands are the same thing now after Maelstrom. Yeah, I think they kind of... I think Vampire is always kind of a weird outlier in terms of editions and World of Darkness, because Vampire was always at the Breach, because it was the first IP they made. So obviously, Vampire is the system that's been going through multiple iterations and has gotten the most books out, which means that Vampire obviously has the most books with contradictory lore in it. But I did pick up Werewolf W20, and I mean, I'm assuming there's some balancing issues in the rules, but it's not different at all, in my experience, running it from 2nd edition, which is what I grew up with. 2nd edition Werewolf cover, so cool. It had those tears in it, and it had the comic in the beginning, which I really appreciated. But I don't... The holes in the cover were cool, but they were also really garbage out of a book preservation purpose. Just because it got frayed on my end. I don't have the book anymore, though. I lent it to a friend, and I don't remember who I lent it to. I think I know who I lent it to, but they swear that they don't have it. It's gone. So, and I couldn't even get a print-on-demand book for it. I had to get revised. So, anyway, that's enough whining. There are 0 people in this planet that play World of Darkness games expecting to find a balanced system. Ain't that the truth? If you wanna munchkin a game, World of Darkness is very easy, so don't do that. Don't do that. Focus on the storytelling part of it instead. I find that World of Darkness rules are only really useful when you want to arbitrate something between players, or something that's that you want to add some sense of drama to, and whatever. There we go. It's quiet up here, but the music from the nightclub below vibrates through the thrashed soles of your boots as you cross the flagstones. Your fellow kindred watch you with disgust as your boots leave a crumbly trail of black dirt, but you size them up quickly and dismiss them just as quickly. They're weak Camarilla fledglings and neonates, ghouls, dead-eyed mortal servitors, and blood dolls. Blood dolls? You scan the crowd for ghouls, living humans fed on vampire blood. They gain immortality and a little power in exchange for slavish devotion. They are a vampire's most trusted servant, though they can grow erratic over the years. You think you spot a few. Then you look around for someone important. The eagle flies past you and lands beside a young-looking man in a linen suit with a turquoise yet jewelry. He's conversing in worried tones with a Nosferatu, a particularly hideous example of the clan, whose face is a death's head of black muscles, as if her skin has been peeled away. Her monstrous face contrasts with her striking and powerful physique. Your thirst for blood means you are now in a hunger frenzy and cannot think clearly and yes, try to defeat or focus your willpower. Am I hunger frenzying? Oh no! Oh no! This is bad. This is really bad. Let me see. Oh, Helton, sorry, I didn't read your whole thing. Hi, Venezuela. Hello. Yeah, Camarilla, they're assholes. Okay. I'm gonna focus my willpower. I am not gonna hunger frenzy in Elysium. That is not cool. That man with the jewelry is either the prince or one of his agents. I deliver the USBs and get my damn money. I examine my fellow kindred. I've never been to a tux in Elysium, and I want to know what sort of monsters' lives. Oh no. I am not staying in this Elysium. I'm giving him the things, I'm getting the money, and I'm getting out of here after that. Ooh. Oh, I like the art. I really like the art. The man in the turquoise in Swedish. The man in the turquoise jewelry watches your approach with a slight smile. He's seated comfortably in a wicker chair next to a small zinc table with an old laptop, a white hat, and a heap of typed and handwritten correspondence. The Nosferatu, standing beside him, only scowls. I'm assuming then she's the sheriff or something like that. Welcome to Tucson, he says. His accent is foreign, from somewhere in Europe, despite the Native American jewelry and the wide-brimmed hat in front of him. I am Prince Leto. This is Dove, and you are Scylla, he says. The courier. It looks like you had a difficult journey. Oh, we can date him? Nice. Oh, I can join House Goretrix. That would be great. Lens flare eagle. I didn't even notice that. A clump of mud falls out of your hair and splats onto the flagstones. Give us the data, usurper, the Nosferatu snaps. Dove is wearing a silk-screened jacket, kicked around Converse All-Stars. Fun fact about me, by the way, I have 10 pairs of Converse All-Stars. I had a little phase in my early 20s when I was like, I'm gonna buy Converse in every color. And I did. And I still sometimes wear them. But let me tell you, they are garbage for long walks. Give us the data. And a snapback with a... Snapback, really? She's wearing a snapback? This is a Nosferatu Chad. The Virgin Prince and the Nosferatu Chad. On it. Driving gloves are tucked into her pocket. Another courier. Money first, sewer... No, I'm not here to pick a fight. You know what? I'm already in the bottom rung, so I'm just gonna mess with this person. I don't even care. Red, orange, green, blue, and turquoise. Ooh, she looks cool. But she's wearing a snapback, so she's immediately not cool. The Nosferatu glares down at you, but the prince, seated beside her, only laughs, his tone warm and friendly. Dove has little interest in the creatures of the night. Her dark gifts maintain this Elysium, he says, but she is the most useful for what she knows. And right now she wants to know what those USBs hold. I imagine you do too. You've janked her around enough, so you set the USBs on Prince Leto's table. Thank you, Scylla, he says. Leto's laptop is an old Asus, probably intended to read information once before it's destroyed. When the prince inserts the USB, a folder appears with a video and a few TXT files. Feel free to watch, Scylla, Leto says. He checks his Jacheron Constantine, because I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a watch. It's 1:49 a.m. Then he looks east. He stares for a long time, as if with longing, then shakes his head. I don't think this interests you directly, but I try not to keep secrets here in Tucson. A warm, friendly smile and eyes that watch you like a... Where did that bird go? The video opens awkwardly with a hand holding a webcam. You see a man's face and then you see the ritual chamber. You recognize Jasper, your fellow Tremere, from your sire's description, though you've never met him. He's white and apple-cheeked with a short grey beard, portly in a way vampires rarely are, like an avuncular college professor. He's wearing a Fair Isle sweater vest and pressed slacks. Got a great sense of style. I like sweater vests, although I wear them not enough. I don't have enough of them. And holding a silver knife with one hand as he tries to adjust the webcam with the other. That's Jasper Knowles, Tremere Magus. Leto says conversationally. Do you know him? She does look like a Semeti. Is she romanceable? Because I want to romance her. She seems cool. Yes, I am a warlock. I've never seen him before in my life, which is true, so there's no reason to make things difficult. Leto watches you closely as you answer, tongue against his teeth, concentrating. He thinks you know something, but you've never seen this Tremere. Dove gasps. Knowles has stepped away from the webcam, revealing a dingy, cinder block room with faded orange stripes on the walls and a Nosferatu chained to an iron spike in the floor. Tucson. Tucson. Everyone is talking Tucson. I'm going to say Tucson. That's where she's from. Tucson. It's not Tucson. Yeah, that makes sense. Why? This is like that old thing, like Kansas, Arkansas, not Arkansas. America, explain. Knowles has stepped away from... the Nosferatu almost killed you the other night. Sire, Dove whispers. Prince Leto's illusion of a good cheer falters for a moment. Both he and the eagle glare at Dove. You're here so he can get a read on you, not so his underling can give you information. This experiment has gone on for as long as it can, Knowles says in the video. Science sometimes ends in failure, my dear, and so does our version of it. No intelligence remains in this specimen, and it has become increasingly dangerous and aggressive. Once it's destroyed, I'll send what's left to you. I'm also going to wrap up my daytime business. I know that we are still allowed to communicate via email as flesh and blood citizens, but my mortal identity is almost 80 years old, and soon people will wonder. Merca! Something off-screen draws Knowles' attention. He turns the knife, ready to insert it into his wrist, perhaps to use blood magic. Unfortunately for Knowles, he's looking the wrong way. As he stares past the webcam, a figure detaches itself from the shadows of the wall, walks almost casually up to the chained-up Nosferatu, and removes its shackles. The rest of the video is chaos. The white hurls itself at Knowles, the Tremere screams and stumbles into the webcam, which falls. Sorcerer's fire blackens the ceiling. Dirty fists rise and fall again and again. Unlike most Tremere, Knowles has mastered the vampiric art of inhuman resilience, but that only makes his destruction longer and more horrible. And then the video suddenly ends. It sounds like Jasper Knowles got what was coming to him. He got it. He got what he deserved. You've never seen Knowles before, Leto says. He sounds frustrated. Aren't you a warlock? I'm a neonate, you remind Prince Leto. The once invisible pyramid of Clan Tremere is now fractured, but you're still at the bottom of what's left. You don't get to talk to important people. All this, and then there's the mess with Nvidia, Leto mutters under his breath. Well, that's for later. Dove, go back. Who was that shadow? You watch it again, but the shadow is just a blur of formless motion. An impressive disguise, Leto says thoughtfully, freeze-framing on the blur. The assassin doesn't even move fast at first. There's just nothing there but a smear. La Sombra! Almost as impressive as this rooftop. And what happened to the Nosferatu? Did he escape? He rolls the video back and forth, trying to get a better view of the white. Then he seems to remember you. He reaches into a bag at his feet and hands you a manila envelope, then goes back to scrolling around. $1,000 in 20s. Your job is done. You know the answer to Leto's questions, of course. The Eagle Prince's gaze wanders again. He looks east over the skyline of Tucson. I share what I know about my encounter with the White. This will let me get in good with the Camarilla, which might go further than $1,000 ever could. Oh, thank you, MVP. Good information. I share what I know, though this White is still out there and dangerous. He needs to be stopped before people get hurt. Yeah. I say nothing. I plan to deal with that White myself. I want a rematch. I want to drain him. After a moment of troubled silence, Dove says, "He's still out there somewhere. I'll find him, my prince, and destroy him." "See that you do," Leto says. "It would reflect poorly on your clan to have a monster like him shambling around." His voice goes cold. "You have 7 nights, Dove. Dove, that's how you say it. It's a homograph. It's spelled the same, but it doesn't sound the same." I can see my 5 years of education really pays for itself. "You have too many questions. The most obvious is, why did Prince Leto let you watch the video? Princes are secretive and paranoid creatures, and even in these nights, when the true elders have sunken into torpor or fled to the old world, even a young prince like Leto has survived centuries of betrayal and revolutions. Princes don't tolerate risks. That means either Leto or his situation here are unstable, or, worse, he already knows you and has accounted for you." "Scylla, I have more work for you," the Prince of Tucson says. "You will remain here tonight. My man, Alexander, will provide you with shelter, sustenance, and suitable clothing, and hose you down, obviously. I apologize if he treats you like a horse, but he misses horses." Alexander is a small and sallow man with lank black hair. He wears an oversized gray suit, like a refugee from some 20th century war. He does not smile, which is for the best, since you see that his teeth are gray. "Follow me," Alexander says. His accent is thick and his breath is acidic, like bile. An old ghoul. Kindred grows strange and cold as they age, but old blood slaves are stranger still, and sometimes more dangerous. "Let us not pretend you have the strength to go on as you are," Alexander says, opening a door to a glass-walled observation room that overlooks the dance floor of the Viper. EDM makes the windows vibrate. Alexander taps a code into a locked case and takes out a tall flute of blood. "The Eagle Prince apologizes for this crude repast, but he does not trust new guests around his herd when they are so hungry, and you must." You don't care what else this little man has to say. You seize the blood with both hands and guzzle it, helpless with the hunger, feeling it flow past your lips and down your throat. As the blood sizzles through your veins, you slowly open your eyes, once again in control. Alexander hands you a wet towel, frowning only a little, and you wipe your face. Thank you, James. Jamel. I hope I got that right. I try to give them some voices at least, but I've realized a lot of times I like to go with like gravity voices, and that really messes up my reading if I do longer streams. Hence why I'm also drinking a lot of this. If you can't tell, by the way, I've been reading for about an hour and a half, so already I am getting a little bit tired with my voice. So I'll do another half hour tops before we're going to have to call it a night, but I'll try to do another stream soon. But let's keep going, because we still got half an hour. After a shower, the servant leads you back to the glass observation room above the club's main dance floor, where a selection of clothing is waiting, and you realize that Prince Leto is giving you gifts. That isn't good. You know what happens if you end up in debt to a prince. "Please," Alexander says, "you must dress for the Elysium. The Eagle Prince insists." I don't think that's the voice I did for him. You glance at the clothes on display. Leto isn't exactly draping you in Armani, at least. You see a mix of work clothes and streetwear, but nothing too upmarket even. You don't see any bloodstains either. Something tough and functional for the road. A black leather jacket and engineer boots. I want the official courier's outfit. Members only jacket, driving gloves. It's important to look the part. No one wants their semi-criminal vampire courier pulling up in a Pickle Rick t-shirt and cargo pants. A Pickle Rick! Oh man. This guy turns himself into a pickle. It's fucking hilarious. You quickly find cap-toe boots and driving gloves in your size, then expand from there. Jeans, aloha t-shirt, and, after quite a bit of hunting, a white silk screen jacket with an eagle on the back. Cool. Even if it looks a bit like Leto's eagle. You even find an old suitcase for transporting your cargo, and a knockoff Tissot Heritage 1948 that fits right below your glove. A leather jacket from your girlfriend. Sorry, I'm gonna go with the driver look. If I hit the gas running away from a werewolf pack on my car, that would be a thing. Absolutely. You gotta look. You gotta have the look if you're gonna walk the walk. Pickle Rick in a vampire game. What a time to be alive. Oh man, is it too much? Not yet. You check the pockets of your jacket and find a gold Zippo in the shape of a snake and a pair of knockoff Maui Jim driving sunglasses. Now it's too much. Maui Jim sunglasses. Maui Jim sunglasses. Ooh. Oh, I love them. I love them. Perfect. It's very dark because I've lowered the gamma, and 2007 was 10 years ago. I think this is like no, actually that was 12 years ago. I think this is 2019 or 2020. 2007 was when I was hanging out with the Banu Hakim, so that was in the past. There we go. You ascend metal stairs that thump with the bass of the EDM. With the bays of the EDM below, back up to the rooftop Elysium. Leto's eagle watches you. A gangrel prince is unusual even in these nights. You wonder where Leto came from, and you wonder what he wants with you. He's still watching the video and reviewing whatever information they got from the other USBs. Dove is scanning the parking lot below. You will be remaining with us for some time, Alexander says. You understand what this means, yes? Of course you understand what will happen if you try to flee. You look towards the parking lot, too. You need a car. We are very friendly people here in Tucson, Alexander says, finally smiling. It's an awful sight. Little grey rat teeth, skin that crinkles like paper. Not like other cities you may know. Speak to people about what you need. Dove was like you once. She drove. You need a car. She has cars. Her retainer Carlos is the one listening to the music from below. If we're going to go, let's give him a Romanian accent. He is a police officer. He has, rooms, stashes of the shit. Is that what he said? He keeps evidence rooms with the good shit. Maybe you'll need that sort of man. He is proud and cruel, though. Do not let him bait you. Carlos spots you and Alexander looking at him and gives you the finger. Thanks, Carlos. We don't have a car yet. And if you need blood, Alexander says. I was a doctor in my youth. When I was young, I said to my teachers, this bleeding, it does not work. It does not make the patients better. Isn't that funny, knowing what I know now? A little joke. But I have an important job. When kindred feed and kill and endanger the Masquerade, I tell Prince Leto. I hate telling him those things. Is this working? Hello? 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 Everyone? Thank you. How long was I gone? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it crashed. OBS crashed on me. That was so weird. What was the last thing I read? How long was I gone? I'm so sorry. I am back. This is really weird. I don't know what just happened. Let me... About 10 minutes! 10 minutes! Are you kidding me? What? Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. God, I didn't see. Oh. Okay, so long story short, what I did was I made friends with Dove. We talked a little bit about driving cars. I am so sorry, and I haven't even been recording this Let's Play. Ugh, that sucks. Okay, I was talking with Dove. I hope, wow, a lot of people. Oh, now we got some more viewers. I was a doctor in my youth, yeah. Okay, so we changed the voice of Alexander because I like him being more of a Romanian type kind of guy. Oh, wow. That is the wrong window. I should not be showing that. Let me change properties. Hold on. Boop. Let's change the map. Boop, and we'll get the map up. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so sorry that happened. I didn't notice it crashing, and I just only now was like, why hasn't anyone said anything for a really long time? Am I that bored? I literally asked it, like, is everyone having fun? Is this okay? Should I be reading faster? And then no reply. I was like, oh, I guess nobody wants to what? I'm so sorry. Okay, so, yes, I am apparently a little somber. Technology does not... That has never happened with OBS before. Like, my internet connection didn't fudge up or anything. OBS just crashed on me. Hi, Huddy. I'm so sorry. Yes, we should play it together. We really should. I would love to be on your stream or vice versa. We could take turns even. Right, I made friends with Dove. I asked Alexander where to find blood, and I talked a little bit, or inspected basically the people around here, the workers, the servants. So nothing really important happened in this time. So sorry that happened. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. OBS just goofed on me. So basically, Dove is currently having a conversation with the prince, who is now sending for me. He's got another job for me. I've been washed up. I've gotten proper clothes. We're going to do another 10-15 minutes or so, and then we're going to finish. I also didn't realize the music stopped. I think that's where I started talking with you guys. I was like, oh, I forgot that there was music playing because I got so enthralled in the game. Anyway, let's get on with the game. You were still a fledgling when the Second Inquisition burned through the centers of Camarilla power. Places like the Vienna Chantry, your clan's arcane fortress. You weren't important enough to draw the SI's attention. They've been quiet for years. Quiet enough that some kindred are starting to use phones and email to conduct their night work again, cutting into your business. But you know they're fools. The SI was never beaten. The Inquisition is just collecting information now, waiting for an opportunity to strike again. Also, hi Huddy, I'm so glad that you're here. I hope your stream went well. What are you playing? Tell me what you're playing. Prince Leto does not want to give them an opportunity. You come highly recommended, he says, and I hate to see a proud member of Clan Tremere brought low by circumstances. I need you to run letters to a few cities near Tucson. Don't worry, nothing is more than a single night's trip. How much? An interesting question, Prince Leto says. Oh, Banu Hakim, good! Because I was literally going, honey, you can't play by Banu Hakim because I'm calling dibs. And then I realized that the Tremere DLC was actually already downloaded. So I'm like, I'm going Tremere. Which is good, because otherwise you would have taken my dibs. Cool. I'm also female. I'm an ex-academic criminologist who's just had a really rough run lately. An interesting question, Prince Leto says. No, it's not, Leto, Doe says. Stop pretending you're older than money and pay the woman. The Eagle Prince is back to his usual affable self. He laughs, his voice musical, then says, $1,000 for the first dollars even for the first delivery, more later based on your performance and how much you've impressed my court. In addition, my man Alexander will provide you with vessels, and you may hunt freely in any of the other cities you visit while making your runs. If I have to work for the Camarilla to stay alive, Leto might be my best chance. What's the job? What's the job? Prince Leto hands you a printout marked with 3 locations and 3 faces. You recognize one face instantly. It's your sire, Invidia. Call. Your eyes go to the garnet ring on her finger. I'm sorry, that's just how I'm gonna say her name from now on. 3 people need to know about the final death of Jasper Knowles and the mysterious circumstances around what happened to Raremouth's child. That white you faced. Ooh, he's a child of Raremouth, I see. Also, by the way, I chose not to reveal that I met him because I want to diablerize him if possible. He points to each face in turn. Your sire worked closely with Jasper after she escaped New York. She drifted away from him for reasons I don't understand, but she still needs to be informed of his destruction. She also needs to know that without Jasper Knowles' considerable private wealth funding her, she can no longer sustain her research, and she must return to Tucson. Shouldn't we tell her that she'll go crazy when she finds out? Dove asks the prince. I'm sure her child is more familiar than any of us with Dr. Call's mercurial temperament, Prince Leto says. Nonetheless, I will offer my advice. He loves doing that, Dove says. Scylla, I encourage you to deliver my letter and get out. You won't like your sire's reaction when she realizes she's broke. Look, I know my sire enough to know that she pumped and dumped, basically. Made me into Tremere, taught me just enough to get by, and then she said, bye, bitch. See you later. So I'm not a big fan of my sire, I'll tell you that. Sending me out to be destroyed by my own sire is poor form, Prince. Is she making a hash of the Masquerade? Is that the problem? Probably not, Dove says, shrugging her heavy shoulders, but bring a clipboard. If she's breaking the rules, let us know. Leto points to the next face. Patermuster is one of the rabble, a bruja. He lurks in St. Basil's Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, which is all the way up here. We're in Tucson now. We're using, by the way, Huddy, I'm using Google Maps to be like, spot where we are. I'm almost convinced that this, the Viper Club is on top of In-N-Out Burger. Either that or the Barrio Brewing Company. That's the only places I could spot on the map. Let's see here. Leto chuckles at his own wit. The other rabble, the clanless, thin bloods, the mad ones, maybe even Gangrel. Leto chuckles at his own wit, but he actually keeps them in line, though they are dangerously lax. In fact, I would like you to encourage a bit more tidiness from the kindred at St. Basil's. No open feeding, no drug running, no unauthorized embraces, that sort of thing. This is not a formal mission, you understand, but if you can make our dissatisfaction known, I would appreciate it. But more important, with Knowles gone, the hospital will be up for renovation. Those renovations will compromise St. Basil's usefulness as a haven. I'll write instructions for what Patermuster needs to do. Why do you let low clan trash associate with the Camarilla? I'm happy to deliver a message, no problem. I wonder how bad it is at St. Basil's that the Prince of Tucson needs to step in. Yeah. Verde Plaza. Lucky Wishbone. Yeah, it's on top of the Lucky Wishbone. I hope everything is showing on the map. Yeah, so like, Tucson. Yeah, satellite photo as well. Not a lot of stuff to look at though. Eager little usurper, isn't she? Dove says. Leto glances at his second in command and then continues. Finally, the Ventru Ellen Olive Crona is at a migrant camp in Sierra Blanca, Texas. Prince Leto says. You may remember her from that excitement a few years ago. Leto is referring to the final death of the old Prince of Tucson, a powerful blue blood manipulated into launching a crusade of purification against his clan's old rivals, including the rabble. She has since returned to the Camarilla's good graces since she provides much of the Southwest with blood, but her operation exists atop a mortal substructure that is profoundly politically unstable. Jasper Knowles' destruction will further destabilize that situation, and she needs to know how. Ugh. Yeah, 2 hours I think is probably tops what I can handle reading out loud. So this is going to take a while to play, but I am loving this game so far. I'll finish this encounter with the sheriff, and then we're going to have a little bit of a postmortem, talk about my experience with this, and then we're going to end the stream even, not Steam. But so far, I'm liking this. I think this is really well written. I think this already I get a good feeling for the characters. I like the addition of artwork. good touch to the important characters. I really want to get to know the Nosferatu a little bit more. I think Dove's really cool. I really like her design. But do you think she'll be pissed if I diabolize her sire? Yeah, it is murder on the throat, that's for sure. Feeding on migrants sounds horrific. A steady source of blood down at that camp sounds like easy living. I could get used to that. Oh no, Ellen Olivecrona? Is she going to drag me into Camarilla politics? Ellen is a I mean, that's a name in Scandinavia. Ooh, Colette Noir, great. I hope you'll enjoy it. It is certainly, like, if you're into the role-playing storytelling part of Vampire, this game really fits that niche really well. And I must say I appreciate the amount of attention to detail in this game. I appreciate the research done by the writer. I think Kyle has done a really good job so far. Obviously, I'm going to have to finish the game, but I'll talk more about that later. A program like Camp Scheffler is good for the long-term stability and survival of vampires. I'm interested in seeing it. I don't want to get dragged into Camarilla politics. Prince Leto continues while you contemplate what kind of a political snarl some blue blood could drag you into. Anyway, 3 deliveries, $1,000 each, and you are welcome to hunt in Tucson and every city you visit for a year after finishing your final delivery, Leto says, though you will have to abide by my rules for neonates here in Tucson. My man Alexander will explain once we're finished here. I also give you permission to own property and to create no more than 1 ghoul, though you may not embrace new kindred. And take this for emergencies, and only for emergencies. He hands you a prepaid flip phone and a baggie full of SIM cards. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must compose the letter you are to deliver. The prince moves to a writing desk under a ramada, leaving the pile of electronic devices and written correspondence. And gets to work composing his messages. You sit down nearby to disable the phone's GPS and get rid of everything that could be used to track you, leaving the device even more stripped down than it began. You glance around at the rooftop Elysium and your first thought is, no food. Your hunger is starting to distract you. Later tonight you'll need to hunt. My wit is really, really low. I have wits 1. Manipulation, was it awareness? Hold on. Charisma, manipulation, subterfuge. Persuasion, subterfuge. Which one's the highest? Don't have anything in subterfuge, but I have nothing in persuasion either. Good. I'm great. I'm good in Elysium. That's where I belong. Manipulation, persuasion. No, still nothing in persuasion. Wits, investigation, awareness. I don't have anything in investigation, awareness, as far as I know. Awareness 1, investigation 2. That's 3. That's still 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna not take any risks. You fade into the shadows of the cacti. Well, let's finish this chapter. I think that's good. That's a good finishing point. And watch the party. There are more kindred here now than when you first arrived. Not just Dove. The reason I say Dove as well is because there's a Swedish brand of soap, which is Dove. They call it Dove themselves, but it has a symbol of a dove, which is dumb. But that's why I say Dove all the time. There are more kindred here now than when you... But another Nosferatu unrelated to Raramouse, an ecstatic-looking corridor dripping with other people's sweat from the dance floor. Prince Leto's Malkavian Oracle, and a few scummy-looking Venturi in $3,000 suits, because this is the Camarilla, and they come with the furniture. Leto has a small army of blood slaves, but you learn from whispered gossip that none has proven worthy of the embrace. But other than asking a few careful questions, you remain quiet, watching and listening. Oh, it is? Okay, cool. I was not aware of that. That's good to know. I don't think they call it Dove over there, though. Chocolate brand. I mean, fat's fat, right? Chocolate, soup. Like the birth, yeah. But You're sure you're not allowed to feed in the Elysium. Your palms itch, hands sweaty, mom spaghetti. You can't stay here, you need to see what the city has to offer. As if sensing your mood, Alexander returns, his approach heralded by his reeking breath. I have spoken with the prince, and he has given you permission to feed in his city tonight, he says. After that, you must speak with me about arrangements. Tucson can be a difficult city, and you do not yet have a ride. For clubs, stay away from the country and western places. We all love, what is it called? A jamboree, right, here in America? But they are claimed by others. And do not feed from the sleeping. The venture of Prince Leto's court must feed that way, and do not want competition. Otherwise, your needs can be met with just north of here. There are clubs and alleys, drunks and prostitutes, even veterinary clinics and hospitals. You will be watched, of course. Do not dishonor the prince. We did. We gave him the same voice. My initial voice is more like this, but I didn't want to do that voice, so I went with a classic Romanian. You lean over the edge of the railing, looking down at Tucson. For years, you've taken blood wherever you could, usually as payment for a job, but most vampires your age hunt, and most of them specialize. Before you became a courier, you too had a specialty. You think back to those years with NVIDIA, Call, before you drove the night roads to perpetuate your existence. You try to remember the skills you developed to feed. I don't care. During sex, what can I say? It's a classic, and taught me to lie and charm. I really want to boost those stats too. Well, no, that doesn't work with the character though. I gotta stay in character. Should I go with seduction? Because that doesn't really... Counterculture works. I think counterculture, because my Tremere is a bit of an outsider. She only begrudgingly works for the Camarilla, but she also lacks the confidence to strike out on her own. She's constantly looking for an out, but it's unsure if she'd find an out. It's unsure if she'd take it. She's very accepting of her lot as being at the bottom tier. But I would think that, yeah, she's a scene person. Like, maybe that's one of the few times she actually lives is when she goes to her subculture, sub-scene. And goth Tremere girlfriend, am I right? So she's in the goth scene. Yeah, oh, I love what how you're thinking, Huddy. Do Sandman, fuck the cam, lol. Now we're gonna go with people in the scene. I'm a goth Tremere girlfriend. Before your embrace, the kindred hidden and maintained a complex overlapping counterculture of musicians, artists, political philosophers, and cultural hanger-ons. This was a deliberate artifice, a counterculture of convenience used by the undead to hide their activities. Various occult, spiritual, romantic, and bohemian movements fulfilled similar functions in previous decades. But the world is more diffused now, without much of a mainstream culture for a counterculture to react to. I've had this exact conversation with other people so many times. The 2020s, man, counterculture barely exists anymore. Like, everyone has their own very narrow, very specific culture they adhere to. Like, shit, there's so many music genres. Do you know what city pop is? City pop is literally 70s, 80s American style Japanese music. There are YouTube channels for that stuff. I've been listening to it. It's pretty good, actually. But it's like Japanese music in the style of Western disco, pop, and rock. It doesn't actually have a genre as much as it's like everything that's American style from that period. Whatever, it's irrelevant. But I think it's really worth talking about subcultures of the 90s and of now. Because in the 90s, subcultures were so much more a thing. Like, you belong to a subculture way more than you would today. Anyway, by the time you join the ranks of the undead, that old counterculture's vitality has bled out into the indie rock, steampunk fashion, and a dozen other places. But goth isn't dead, not where the kindred walk. Goth girlfriend. You return to where you got your silkscreen jacket and grab everything cheap and black. Oh! Thank you! We get to play goth girlfriend Tremere. Even half disabled to... let's see. Everything cheap and black that Alexander won't miss. You can mix and match on your way there. Even half disabled to prevent tracking. You're cheap... Oh, I got something in my eye. Your cheap flip phone turns up a dozen hits for goth clubs around Tucson. You walk to the nearest one. Peter Murphy's strange kind of love hits you like a wall of hammers as you enter. The music hasn't changed, but you think the bass technology has gotten better. It feels like your eyeballs are jiggling. It's about... One kid is trying to shout to another over the music right next to your ear. It's about Gorilla Grodd's romance with Monsieur Malat. I said it's about Gorilla... This will not do. You cross the dance floor and find a quiet corner against the poster-encrusted wall where you can sit, order a drink you won't touch, and contemplate your next move. You're not here for sex, but the hunt is an aesthetic experience for you nonetheless. Tonight it'll be... Also, I'm at Hunger 4. I should not be this cool. Whoever catches my eyes. She's either a girl or just very pretty. Either way, she smiles at you and walks your way, her white hair streaming behind her. Her black t-shirt reads, superhuman strength and reflexes, genius level intellect, use of guns. That is a reference I don't get. I'm trying to nail it. Is the stream, has it frozen again? Is it working? Okay, seems like people are still watching. Sorry, I just got a little nervous because nobody was saying anything in the chat. You're all engrossed in my storytelling. Do you dance? She asks. No, you say. She smiles and sits down, and you know you found tonight's meal. Away from the thrumming bass, you're able to talk, or rather to listen. Your appearance has already captivated her. Maybe she used to be a blood doll. There's a hardness around her eyes, despite her youth, that speaks of loss and betrayal, but people don't need a vampire to make them look like that. Maybe she just wants to do something stupid. Or to get hurt. You can offer both. You make your offer. She smiles and waves you back into a hallway with padded black walls. There's no one here except the two of you in a black light. So, she says, laughing a little nervously, how do we do this? You sink your fangs into her neck. She writhes for a moment, terrified, and you can feel that she's never been kissed before, but you don't stop. Then you realize that you can't stop. Uh-oh. It's been too long and your beast is too strong. Your prey's hands run through your hair, then beat on your shoulder trying to pull you off. You shove her against the padded wall and drink your fill. Oh no! Oh no! Any other night and you'd be disposing of a corpse, but just before you lose yourself in the ecstasy of the kiss, the door farther down the corridor bangs. You rip your fangs out of her throat, but no one is there. Still, the urge passes. You're in control again. Sated. Aw, thank you, Huddy. You're my favorite goth Tremere girlfriend, too. No, goth Banu Hakim girlfriend, I guess. Or Sandman Banu Hakim girlfriend in this case. You lick her throat, and the puncture wound vanishes. She slowly slides down the wall. Shit! She's lost a lot of blood, and you don't want to leave a corpse your first night in Tucson. You feel around in the darkness for a purse, call 911, have it to ring, and walk away. Okay, what's my hunger now? Oh, 3 hunger! Oh no! That's a lot! She's gonna die if she doesn't get to a hospital. It won't always be that easy, you think as you sit on a park bench, sluggishly moving your stolen blood around your body. Yeah, damn straight. I don't know what it is with YouTube's chat filter, but it literally censored you. It had me confirm your post because you said damn. Oh, I think it's a combination of damn straight. I think it's like, oh, is this hate speech? I don't know, man. No mere mortal can handle a goth Tremere girlfriend. Ain't that right? It won't, no new vampires can always have fun for the first few nights, but then other kindred learn about your tricks, or hunters notice statistical anomalies, or the herd itself instinctively reacts to the invisible predator in their midst. But tonight you feel good. A Lotus Esprit Turbo in powder blue rolls up to the curb, blaring synthwave loud enough to scare the crows even. The driver flings a parcel your way. When you pick it up, he peels out. The parcel contains a card for the pawn shop, written on the back, Cars. There's also an extended stay ticket for the parking garage with a 4-digit key code written on the back, so it looks like you have a place to park. Oh no, I accidentally... John Doe, I did not mean to do that, but I did hide your message right now. Damn gay apparently is also censored, so I'm assuming that combination of words, or just damn, is enough for you to be like, that's a no-no word. Even though you're not streaming for kids, that's a no-no word. Even after midnight, it feels dangerous to run across the wide palm tree-lined boulevard that leads to your destination. You need a car. Banu Hakim's sad girl. YouTube is silly. I agree with that. You need a car. You're itching like earlier when you needed blood, only now the need is to move fast, to stop fighting the shape of this city and start flowing through it the way it wants you to. By the end of tonight, you either need to buy a car or learn how to turn into a bat, because Tucson is no place for pedestrians. Yeah, I get you. Don't worry about it. But it's funny, though. I don't really know the algorithm. Sometimes it will actually, if you use more than 2 emojis in your post, it will catch that as well, which is super weird. Covenant Pawn Shop is wedged between an auto repair shop, I was going to say anthro repair shop, it's like furries, and a nail salon across from a Tile Max. I don't know what that is. Signs read cash for guns, we buy gold, and closed. You step into the sad, dusty spiritual void of the pawn shop. You pass PS4 games, bedazzled purses, a glass case full of rings, regalo perfecto, and enough rifles to conquer Belgium, out of all places. The first thing you do is stock up on a few necessities of your trade. A few duffel bags and rucksacks, a mini crowbar, a small folding knife, a folding shovel, a hacksaw, some lock picks, matches, cords, electrician's tape, a flashlight, a blood and tissue kit with extra syringes, spare USBs, and a portable toolkit. You stop at the knives because you recognize a silver knife in one display case. Jasper Knowles was holding it before he was killed. Or maybe it's just a knockoff of some movie prop or something, you can't be sure, but that is weird. Oh, for collateral or a loan. Oh, hello. Hello. I like your tattoos. That is a good look. Kudos to the artist who did these character drawings, by the way. Is there any, like, menu? View the credits. Okay. Artist Edward Nosset. No, character portrait is Amy Wilkins. Amy Wilkins, you are a very, very good artist. I recognize your art. I think you've been doing character art Chicago by Night. Can anyone in the chat confirm? Because I think this is an established artist, right? I'm so sorry. I'm really, really bad with names. Where is my stream window? Live streaming. There we go. Pawn Shop Girlfriend. Yeah, I love it. I'll return to the game. I think she's an artist has done more. Behind the display case with the knives is a pretty young woman with choppy blonde hair and Victorian replica railway glasses. She's peered over those sunglasses to watch you like a hawk since you pushed past the closed sign and walked in. You know that reaction. She recognizes a predator but doesn't know exactly what kind. So this place is only tangentially connected to the Tucson Camarilla. Tangentially. My throat is very tired. Might have to actually end it before the chapter is over. If it and she are independent and kept that way because they're useful. When you get closer, the young woman leans close, studying your courier's outfit. Her bare arms are covered in H.R. Geiger tattoos. Sinuous biomechanical figures in shades of black, gray, and green. Finally, she says, Miguel sent you. Okay. Yeah, she's pretty cool. It's not quite a question and not quite a statement, and you have no idea who Miguel is. Maybe one of Dove's servitors. You did ask the prince's second in command, Dove, about getting something to drive. Whatever, you nod. Call me Alina. Let's get you set up. She throws a red leather jacket on over her tattoos. She makes sure you can see the Glock in the shoulder holster. The cars are waiting out back. Let's get a car, and then we'll end the stream. A rusted chain-link fence divides Covenant's pawn shop's parking lot from a row of rusted Quonset huts. The huts and the slightly taller buildings on either side serve to hide a full parking lot of parked cars that probably shouldn't be here. Miguel says you need wheels, Alina says. She steps into the shadows and starts messing around on her phone, but she keeps her eyes on you above the railway glasses. These cars are shit. Miguel either hates your guts or doesn't care if your mission for Prince Leto succeeds or fails. You instantly dismiss the vans, economy cars, and anything covered in rust or that would require more cash to repair than buy. That leaves you with 4 mediocre specimens. A Mitsubishi 3000 GT with too many aftermarket mods, a little Honda S2000 with electrical problems, an ancient but still rolling BMW 3 Series, and an ugly but functional Nissan Frontier. Let's take these cars up and give them a look. So Mitsubishi 3000 GT, and let's duplicate. Oh no! I did that wrong. Duplicate. So we're also looking at a Honda S2000. I'm thinking the Google's gonna be like, a lot of people are looking these things up now. BMW 3 Series, because I'll tell you what, I am garbage at cars. I don't even have a license. Nissan Frontier. All right, let's see. Because if there's one thing we Europeans say about Americans, is that you Americans, you love your cars. Oh, that's cute. I like that car. The Nissan Frontier is yeah. It's not ugly. It's cute. That's rude. It's a cute car. It's a pickup truck. BMW 3 looks pretty nice. The BMW 3 is still rolling, but it's ancient. Honda S2000. Oh boy. No, this is too sporty for me. Mitsubishi 3000 GT. This one was too many aftermarket mods. It's too. I'm gonna go with the Frontier. I think the Frontier is gonna be my choice. I really like it. Like the BMW 3 looks fine, but it feels a little bit too much venture for me, really. And honestly, we're in Arizona, so I really want to have a car that can stand on rocks in the desert in a post photo. Yeah. I feel like also this really goes with the character of being like, I don't care how it looks. It's got to go well. And I mean, it's not like we're going to go off-road, knock on wood. But if we had to go off-road, I would rather be in a Nissan Frontier than a Honda S2000. That car doesn't look like it handles off-road too well. So let's go with the Nissan Frontier? Nissan is in Japanese. I need a sword. No, I don't. I don't need a fucking sword. I mean, I did get a sword from my sire, but... I need a computer. That's true. I do need a computer, so I'm going to do that first. Data intrusion is an increasingly important aspect of modern unlife, and you can't do everything just by calling up the front desk and pretending to be password inspector. Trailed by Alina. Oh, you picked a BMW. This one then. Cool beans. Very venture of you. Very Tremere too, actually, I would say. It's very, like, efficient, stylish, but efficient, I guess. Trailed by Alina, you inspect the heaps of laptops, tablets, and hybrids. Why use a sword when you can drive over everyone? You know that any computer you buy will only be a shell into which you pour your own expertise and torrented software, but nothing you see combines portability with flexibility in quite the way you need. Then you spot an odd mini laptop on the counter. My work, Elena says as you flip open the Raspberry Pi laptop. There's a finished my work. There's a finished version of it at a nearby shelf, but you're not interested in someone's personal machine. You want something you can shape yourself. You boot it up. It's fast. It has a ridiculous number of ports for its size. What's the Wi-Fi password, you ask? Alina taps a plastic sign. The connection is strong. It feels solid, too, despite how light it is. Damn, you're a little bit in love. How much, you ask? 600, Alina says. No refunds. I'll throw in a trash bag full of cables and peripherals. No refunds on them either. Unfortunately, you can't afford both it and a vehicle. I only have $903? Oh boy. I'm gonna have to get a car. Nissan Frontier, how much is it? I'm gonna chat up Alina. I'm curious about that knife. I'm also curious about better prices because I'm broke. Oh, Golf Club, almost $100? Oh man, this economy, am I right? Oofa toofa. So is that a, what are they called? A Klingon knife? A taiki? Oh god, I am not a taiki. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. I'm not a real nerd. Elena says, her pronunciation is flawless, and you can't afford it. It's solid silver for killing werewolves, I guess. Her tone says she doesn't believe in werewolves. Christ, are there werewolves in Tucson? Tucson! I'm sorry. Maybe you should buy it. And I'm not selling it anyway, because I think the guy who sold it might actually come back, she says. She unlocks the case and hands you the crooked silver blade. This has to be the one that Tremere was holding in the video. Alina goes back for messing around on her phone. Yeah, that is a very, very expensive laptop. There was a robbery option? I am not robbing this place. I'm barely able to fucking punch someone. I'm a flamesy little Tremere. I have Dominate. I guess I could just tell her to do it, but I also don't want to build a relationship with hot pawn shop girlfriend. Let's see here. Wit, streetwise, int academics. I'm well educated and I know my way around finances, even criminal ones. I use my phone to do some research and learn about Covenant's financing to help me haggle prices down. I mean, this is probably my best option because I have like 6 dots in this, so. You ask Alina a few careful questions about her financing just to give you a place to start. She seems more amused than worried by your questions, and soon you have a few search terms to enter. Even shying away from Alina's illegal activities, you see all sorts of inefficiencies in her business model. At least you think you do. You only have access to public information like her lease, but when you ask Alina a few questions where her money is going, you realize that while she's a capable businesswoman, you're just a little bit better. She chews her lip, then says, "Tell you what, you come back tomorrow and log in shift fixing my payroll, and you promise not to act all weird, and I'll give you a discount." After a little more negotiation, it's a deal, and she agrees to give you a discount right now, 15%. Rest awareness. Yeah, I want to make her an ally too. Awareness is 1. Solve is 3, so that's 4 dice pool. My persuasion is garbage, but it's better than my subterfuge. My leadership is 2. Was there anything with leadership in here? Charisma leadership. I have charisma 3, so that's a 5 dice pool. That's a pretty good dice pool. I need an ally in this city. I tell Alina that I might be down on my luck now, but I plan to move up fast. My charm and leadership skills can bring her around. Alina laughs and says, "What, are you running for mayor? Do you even have a place to live?" "No, but in a few minutes I'm going to own a car," you say. She smiles, then you step close and catch her eyes. Her smile falters and she seems to see you differently. "Most people don't look at me like that when they know I have a gun," she says. She's a little scared now, but mostly curious. "You need some sort of... what? A team?" "I might need help," you say. "Are you going to rob a bank?" "Not planning to." "Give me your phone." You watch her carefully, fearing anything that might let someone track you, but she just enters her number. "Don't call me because you want to fuck," she says. You can see her face reflected in her glasses. You can see your face reflected in her glasses. "But I might call you. Now take a step back, please." Laptop 540. How much is the Nissan Frontier? Oh, I will be able to afford both. Yes. This is a great way to end the stream. The pickup is the newest vehicle on the lot in your price range, though that isn't saying much. It's ugly on the outside, rust-stained and salt-streaked. Did someone drive this thing down from Manitoba? It's not particularly fast, and even though it's fairly new, you know it's going to turn like a 53 Mercury. But all that post-2000 passenger safety know-how counts for something. Pound for pound, the Frontier is as tough as the little BMW, and the Frontier has a lot more pounds. If you find yourself rolling into a gunfight across broken rocks or back in time to fight Vlad the Impaler's heavy infantry, this is the vehicle for you. And it's black. My little tiny goth heart is beating for the black car. I need it. You take the Nissan around the parking lot, then around the block a few times with Alina riding shotgun. There's plenty of room in here if you ever need to transport something bigger than a manila envelope, like a cursed sarcophagus. Oh, excellent callback! I love this game! Still, the driving experience is viscerally unpleasant. It's floaty and slow, the visibility isn't as great as you were expecting, and you think something is wrong with the electrical, because it doesn't feel like the power steering works right. You're going to hate driving this thing, but it drives. Oh boy, I am going to buy the speed maneuverability 1 and 1, durability 3. Oh man. What was my other options? Mitsubishi, no, that's way too flashy. The Honda's too flashy. The BMW, that's fine. I want to go for the Nissan. I want something that's sturdy. I don't want it to be run off the road. I'm gonna get the Nissan and I'm gonna... It's the kind of person this character is. They'd be like, you know what? I could get a good car, or I could get a shit car and hate it, but it will be cheap. So I'm gonna get this in front. Actually, let's buy the laptop first. You're sure you can handle it? Alina asks. It's like a Dodge. Oh yeah. It's hard to say no to this little machine. It's perfectly put together, it's easily customizable, and it even looks like an Atari portfolio, like in that old movie. You make the purchase and slide it inside your silkscreen jacket. Good. I'm gonna have that one. I'm gonna need to buy a car, the Nissan Frontier, because there's a lot of bureaucracy here. You give her 252 and she gives you the keys and the registration. You're once again a courier. How much is a gun? On the other hand, how good am I at shooting? I have 0 dots in firearms. I have 1 dot in combat. Don't think that's gonna cut it. But let's see. I obviously need a sword. I check out my options, because why not? Why not get a sword? Most of Alina's swords are shitty mall katanas that you couldn't use to beat a chihuahua to death. Chihuahua. If you are the real deal and start at 2,500. But one has a price tag of only 300. The Bavarian M1869. Someone refurbished this, but they also removed the quillons. It's supposed to be a bayonet, but now it's almost like a machete with a better balanced blade. And the balance is really good. I can't even afford it, so let's not. I'm done shopping for now. I need these $100. It's literally all I have to my name. Are we done with the chapter soon? I feel like we should end with the chapter. You know what? We're gonna end it here because we did get the car. That was what I decided would be the end of it. Do we have any achievements? Cool. There's some cool achievements. I'm not gonna read those though. I don't want to get spoiled. Where's your butter knife stocks? You're right. Okay, so we're gonna end the stream here for now. Well, not yet. Stick around because I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a postmortem. I really like this game. We're not in Lucky Wishbone. We're in Tucson. That's where we are. We're in Tucson. I think the premise is fun. I really like how quickly you're thrown into the politics of the Camarilla. I think the amount of background information you're given, I'm going to assume there's going to be way more flashbacks later on, is an excellent way of weaving in it for new players. Personally, obviously, not a lot of stuff I need to know. But I really like that it's not going to be in major big cities. It's going to be traveling around. I'm very happy that I could use the Google Maps for this as well. So it's a good feature. I think the writing is really, really good. I like the little nods to other games in the series and to potentially other, like nerdery. Pickle Rick, not a great reference, but you know, it's a 2010s phenomenon, so what are you gonna do? This game is dirt cheap. It's $8.50 on Steam, dollars. I would really recommend getting it. I have been following the development of this game. There's going to be 2 more from Choice of Games, which is the company releasing this. I also follow Kyle Marquis. I do believe that's how you pronounce his last name on Twitter, and I know that he's poured a lot of time and effort into this game. I'm obviously not a big fan of cars, so that, you know, I can't appreciate the amount of research he's put into cars, but I can understand that it's quite a lot. And I do really enjoy the use of portraits. There's no music in the game, so what you're listening to right now is actually the soundtrack of the mobile game World of Darkness Preludes, which you can find on YouTube. It's uploaded in a couple of places. I don't say you should be downloading them, but the game is not available any longer on your cell phones or mobile phones, so that's literally the only way you can listen to it. I use a lot of these songs in my videos as well. There's a lot of reading, obviously. It's an interactive novel, which is a different kind of game from a visual novel, which is what Coteries and Shadows of New York are. This is very much just text-based, but I like the range of options. Sometimes it feels a little bit overwhelming, but on the other hand, I feel like it really does open up a lot of possibilities. I don't know how different my run is from yours, Huddy. I'm gonna assume it's very different. And I do firmly believe that there's going to be a lot of replayability in this game. I can't say for sure because, again, only played 2 hours. But initial impression, I really appreciate this. I feel like the role player inside of me really likes this. I liked Choose Your Own Adventure books when I was a kid. This feels like one of those. And I think this is something I could have fun with. It's also available on mobile, which is great. So you can play it on the metro. Don't play it in your car when you're driving, but if you're out on a road trip, you can play it in your car, which is great. And again, this is a small company. This is their first time working with the IP, I believe. They've done some related games that are not World of Darkness, but World of Darkness adjacent. I haven't tried them, but I'm really looking forward to this. This is top quality writing. I feel like I really get the feeling of I don't think Tucson is a very big city, right? It has 500,000 people. Never mind, it's fairly big. I get the feeling though that the writer really enjoyed writing this. I like the initial beginning of the series. I like that it doesn't shy away from the dark parts of vampire. It offers up a lot of possibilities. I could be going for humanity. I could be going for depravity. Overall, just really impressed by this so far. So I'm really looking forward to playing more of this. 2 hours is all my throat can handle. If I want to do anything else, I'll be a little bit light on doing voices, unfortunately, because that really always messes up my throat. And I hope you guys will be showing up to play with me again later. I might do another run of this on Saturday, if you want. Roughly at the same time, we'll see. And with the next game that's coming out, me and Huddy will be hopefully playing it together, because I had no idea you were also going to stream, Huddy. I am so sorry, but now I don't want to stop streaming. But I'm going to try to see if I can watch the stream as well, and we can kind of compare notes, because this is really fun, and I would love to do a co-op stream with Huddy. It's been way too long since we worked together. And I'm going to log out now, but thank you everyone for watching, and hope to see you all again. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. I'm not good at that stuff. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I love you from your hot goth